Jack Caglione shines in L.A. with a two-run homer.
Now how much would you pay?
And now, a man who's digging a little deeper in his pocketbook, Soren Petro.
Right you are, Kay. Right you are. Petro on the program on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thanks for joining us on yet another hot and sticky summer day here in Kansas City. Don't worry, pretty soon it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Right? We'll have football, we'll have some hot games, then we'll have some kind of just nice games, then some cool games, and some cold games, and then some ridiculous games. Hopefully, because this team is playing deep into the winter months.
That'd be good.
But just think about it. So, we're starting a season that is going to end with it being frosty. Okay? So
Get better.
that should cool you off a little bit here today.
Yeah, but as we've said before, if it's going to be like this, it's better to be like this on August 11th than on June 11th.
That's right. We will take it. We will take it. And we'll take some Chiefs football. We'll talk some Chiefs football here in the program. 913-381-810. Grab a phone line if you're so inclined. I'm going to juggle things around a little bit because of some folks' schedules. Sam McDowell will join us in the 3 o'clock hour. He will be coming straight out of St. Joe Mo, where he is up observing practice, writing about the Kansas City Chiefs for the Kansas City Star. You know, he's the columnist for the Kansas City Star. 4 o'clock, Frank Bull, tardy Frank Bull. Couldn't be here on time, had to come late. So what does that mean? Everybody else has got to move their schedule around because Frank is a big deal, people. That's how this works. Frank wants to move, we say how high.
Mm-hmm.
Or something along those lines.
Yep.
But anyway, he'll be here. We'll get some frank opinions with the godfather of Kansas City sports in the 4 o'clock hour. Blair Kirchhoff will be with us in the 5 because he, too, some needy folks here today.
I'm saying.
You know, needy people. Blair's got something going on, so we moved Blair from Thursday to Tuesday. No idea what's coming on Thursday. And I got to be honest with you, don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
With good reason.
If it makes you feel any better, it'll be 98 degrees, and I'll be carrying boxes into a college dorm.
Yikes. No,
So,
I'm good.
You know,
I'm good.
you want to go? Why don't you go
No.
and you do that?
I will
And I'll
not.
stay in the air conditioning and talk about sports. Tough gig we got here, people.
I am not going to do that.
Got some crews in my neighborhood working. They're laying some kind of line for something. We had the water company was over here. Love the guys that are outside doing the real work.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the committees and the billing. Tell you the position to assume there. But the guys that are out doing the real work, I mean, you don't know what it is to sit in air conditioning and talk about sports. It's
True story.
yeah, it's rough. It's pretty tough. Really, it's just dealing with Kyle. That's tough. But
Trust me, I have a friend who goes all over the 4-state area. He's probably listening right now, delivering in-home cardiopulmonary places.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So all he does is he's just all day long, and it's stories I hear.
Oh.
It's just like I will never complain about my job again.
No. And listen, if you're out working in hot days like today, you're doing something we really need, so we appreciate it. Do hydrate. We are at that time of the year where it is important health-wise to make sure you take care of yourself, so make sure you get plenty of water, some fluids in you. If you are working outside, we appreciate what you're doing because it's important, or you wouldn't be out there doing it right now. So thanks to all the crews working outside in these hot times in Kansas City. Let's start, if you will, with Jack Caglione.
Yep. That's the fact, Jack.
Jack is making a bid to get paid. Can we agree?
Yes. Yes, we can.
He must have heard the show yesterday.
I think so. I think he said, whoa, hey, payday? Contract? Let's make the magic.
Let's see if I can get one out tonight.
Yeah, and he takes one over the wall, pulls. Love that. Love seeing that. Still 410. Could have taken it out of straightaway center at Dodger Stadium. We looked it up as 395. So even if he hit it straight away, it was going to go. He has immense power, but he's going to get some. You know, Mark McGwire's 62 was a wall scraper.
Mm-hmm.
That he didn't get all of it, but he hit it about 15 feet inside the pole. Right? When he hit 62 home runs, it barely got over because he didn't get all of it because he had immense power. And Jack Caglione has Mark McGwire-like power.
17-degree launch angle.
Yeah.
It went 410.
410.
On a ball that I'm sure the second base was like, no.
What's the average launch angle for a home run?
I don't know. Let me see.
Let's see what that is. Just for because people see that, and I think if you don't know the context of what it is, but he does hit some absolute lasers. And this is another one, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is where most of his where do you have it?
Between 25 and 30 degrees.
And he got it out at 17.
17.
So we'd still like more lift on the baseball, but it just shows how powerful he is. And this one, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was watching Ozark. Got a rewatch going. My favorite season of Ozark, season 3. By the way, if you haven't watched it, highly recommend the show. Great show. Season 3 is my favorite season. Watched episodes 9 and 10 last night with the oldest, and so I had the Royals over on the side. But this is one where he had to shorten the arms. He didn't get the full extension. He has to bring the arms in because the pitch is inside. It's a lefty. It's Terry Skubal, by the way.
Yeah, right.
We've kind of buried the lead.
Two-time defending Cy Young Award winner.
Caglione goes bomb, pulls it off a lefty. Oh, yeah, best lefty in baseball.
On an 0-2 pitch.
On an 0-2 pitch and sends it 410. 410. And he doesn't even get full extension to do it.
Yeah.
And the launch angle is only 17 degrees. What does that tell you about if he got one at 25 degrees where he got the arms out on a right-hander?
450, 460, 470?
I think 900 feet is possible. I think it's possible. Jack Caglione hit a ball. Well, it's the wrong direction. Too bad Kauffman doesn't face the other way. Hit a ball out of Kauffman Stadium and into Arrowhead.
Yes.
That's what we'd like to see. Jack Caglione hit a ball onto I-70.
On the I-70. He hit the Drury Inn.
Yeah. He hit the ashes of the Denny's.
The ball got
clear over I-70. He cleared the wall that is I-70. No, but I mean, the power is just so immense. And so that's why, we did a show of hands. It gets a lot easier to say it right now. If you're in your car, I want your hand up if you are of the mindset that Jack Caglione is going to be a special player. We gave you Whiskey's breakdown of all the $100 million contracts. She put that list together. Does he sound like those kind of guys? Yeah, there were some lofty names in there. Albert Pujols was one of them. Miguel Cabrera was one of them. Joey Votto. Because that's generally what it takes a truly Vlad Guerrero Jr., takes a truly special hitter to pay first base. It's like I said, because, 30 and 100 was really good by Vinny Pasquantino last year. It was really good. But, and you heard Jeff Passan giving some of the numbers on first baseman's OPS and where they are. But if you have a truly elite hitter, it doesn't matter what position they play. And so for a first baseman to get that kind of money. Now, we spent a lot of time talking to Jeff Passan, and Jeff said, I would do him as an outfielder, leave him in the outfield because there's kind of a market for what outfielders are. I would put him wherever he's comfortable.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like a good way to do it?
It does. It does. I wonder if there's a way you could
quantify that, perhaps?
Determine that.
Well, you can, and we did. How about this, as far as where Jack Caglione should play moving forward? Now, this is a very small sample size. I'm going to lead with this. It'd be really easy to be talk show host guy and just pound the desk and act like, oh, my God, this is all the information you possibly need because it fits my narrative, and so go with it. All right? Yeah. It would be very easy to do that. But I'm going to give you the whole big picture because that's what we do here. We like to tell the whole story here. This is a very small sample size. Jack Caglione's big league career is a small sample size. His professional career, even throw in his minor league numbers, is a small sample size. Hell, because the small number of games they play at Florida, combine his college and his professional at-bats, it's still a small sample size, okay? But this year, Jack Caglione has now hit 21 home runs. Whiskey has not seen these numbers, right? Neither one of you told her these numbers, right? All right, so we'll ask Whiskey in there, the intern, she of the 10-day internship.
10-day contract.
Talk about gaming the game. I know exactly how many hours I need to steal that credit. Well done. Very impressive. Proud of you. How many home runs? Jack Caglione has 7 pinch hit appearances. He has 29 plate appearances as a DH. He has 113 plate appearances at first base, and he has 281 plate appearances in right field. Okay, you don't need to remember those. I'm going to make them easy. We'll say 30 as a DH, 110 as a first baseman, and 280 as a right fielder, just to make the numbers easier to know. Largely, he's played mostly right field. He has 21 home runs this year. I will tell you, he's hit no pinch hit homers, okay, in the 7 pinch hitting appearances. So, 30 plate appearances as a DH, 110 as a first baseman, roughly, I'm rounding again, 280 as a right fielder. Where have those 21 home runs come amongst those 3 positions? How many do you think he's hit as a DH? How many as a first baseman? How many as a right fielder? You're on the clock. Go. Let me hear the dialogue. Turn the mic on, Kyle.
21 homers.
21 homers total.
DH has the least.
DH has the least. Okay, yes.
Correct.
I'll even tell you DH has 1. So there's 20 home runs.
DH only has 1.
And so he's got more than double. He's got about 2.5 times more plate appearances in right field than he does at first base.
First base most, right field second most.
Why would you say that when there's 2.5 times more plate appearances in right field?
Because Whiskey is smart.
Because she's gamed the game,
Yeah.
just like she gamed the game on the internship. Like, I don't need to be there all summer with these clowns. I can rock this thing out in 10 days. She gamed the game. Well, these 2 toads aren't sitting in there asking me this question unless it's not what it obviously should be. So well played. You are correct. In 281 plate appearances in right field, he's hit 9 home runs. In 113 plate appearances at first base, he's hit 11. Does he feel more comfortable at first base? I don't know. You tell me.
Let's check the 170-point difference in slug.
He has slugged .455 while playing right field. He slugged .624 at first base. Small sample size. I'm going to underscore it again. But, like, after I give those numbers, don't you consider sending one of the clubbies in to just take his outfielder mitt and set it on fire in the hallway? Like, you're not going to need this anymore, son. You're going to play over here. Like, do we consider that?
I would think about it.
As a first baseman, his OPS is .916. As a right fielder, it's .790. He bats .275, .272 in right field. On base, .292, .335 in right field. But the power, .624 at first base, .455 at slug. Now, do I think it actually matters? Probably not. Probably not. I really think this is just absolute coincidence. But if it does matter, it's definitely more positive at first base because everybody I know who works in big league baseball tells me right field is more taxing than first base. So why would you tax your first baseman? Guess who was the fastest guy on the Oakland A's, the New York Yankees, probably all the way through his days, at least to the Mariners? Guess who was the fastest guy on every team Ricky Henderson played for? It was Ricky Henderson. Guess who didn't play center? Ricky Henderson.
He played left.
He played left field. Rock Raines played left too, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Rock Raines, 70-plus stolen bases. Left field. Why? Save his legs.
Lou Brock,
I mean,
left field.
if you got the best base stealers, doesn't it figure that they would probably be the best center fielder, but they didn't play them there. They played them in left field. So, look, the power is immense. If he's hitting home runs 410 feet with a bad launch angle and not even getting the arms extended, this is a guy that you cannot fail as a hitting instructor. You cannot fail. It's your fault if you fail. It's all right there. At the very least, this should be a 300 on base, minimum 300 on base, clubbing superstar.
Yeah.
Like just clubbing the ball.
And that clubbing should easily push that 300 to 325.
Yes, I mean, and when they start intentionally walking him, and they start intentionally walking him,
Mm-hmm.
I think this could be a 340 type on base guy. I mean, I think his chase rate is a little high to ever think, and it might just be 325. But if he's going to slug 624,
I'm good with it.
That's a 950 OPS.
That'll play.
So, look, I mean, is this the end-all, be-all of the numbers? It's not. But it certainly supports the idea. It should certainly encourage you to make him the first baseman. And if that means Vinny's just going to be the DH and Vinny's just going to back up at first base, okay. And if that means Salvador Perez has to be just the backup catcher, okay. Because are we in the business of winning baseball games or not? Let me add, by the way, you notice I have not talked about the fact that they lost last night. You want to know why? Because I don't give a flying fart. I don't care. It's irrelevant. And if you actually tweeted at Curtis, just right there I could stop. Yeah. But if you actually tweeted at Curtis about the bullpen, you have a problem. And you need to seek psychological counseling. There is no reason to have your underwear in a bunch over the Royals bullpen blowing yet another game. I mean, I got news for you. The Washington Generals are losing tonight to the Harlem Globetrotters. Do not get upset. It will be close at some point. They will not win. So don't be mesmerized by that fact. Last night was about Jack Caglione crushing the baseball. Last night was about Noah Cameron battling, arguably, it's the most experienced lineup in baseball. It's the most expensive lineup in baseball. And I can sit here and tell you he didn't have his best stuff and he still battled through 5. And that might be cherry picking a little something. Maybe he did have his best stuff. I don't care. It was the Dodgers.
They've got a guy making $60 million a year batting 7th.
7th.
Then what's Freeman making? What's Betts making?
I mean, like the most expensive team in all of baseball. Noah Cameron battled them.
He went into the 6th inning, took them out in the 6th inning with the lead.
If you had a lights-out bullpen, you win that game. They don't. And when Cameron came out, we know it was over.
Yeah.
At least we did. Yeah. Maybe you out there didn't.
Especially when Schreiber walked the first guy face. I'm like, oh, crap, here comes.
This is not ending well.
No.
We know how this is going to end. But to me, that's what last night's game was about. And I expect the guys in the dugout to be down and no music in the clubhouse, and that sucks and all that kind of thing. But the big picture of where the organization is, last night was an organizational win. I like, there are positives happening on this ball club. Not enough. And they need a lot of help if they're going to contend next year. And the general manager has made it clear that their intention is to contend. And we'll talk about that in the offseason. It's going to be a very interesting end-of-year press conference because there's going to be real pressure that I think will be on Matt Quatrero and J.J. Piccolo, and that pressure will be applied, and it will begin with the postseason press conference, where they announce what their intentions are. Because last year, one of the things that will be brought up is that last year, after having a bad base running year, Matt Quatrero said they got to be more aggressive on the bases. Okay.
What?
But the big picture is Noah Cameron battled into the 6th inning against the Dodgers. That's a positive for this kid and for this organization. So, look, John Schreiber's not under contract next year. The Royals can maintain control of Lang. They've got years on him of club control if they want to with the 6.17 ERA. I don't know that they're going to want to. He's got stuff. He can get into the upper 90s. I don't know why he hasn't found the mix of the arsenal to make it work. Jose Cuas, did you see the pump fake? I mean, he's a funky dude.
It's like when you would go to like a slow pitch softball, and there's one guy, they do the little, that's kind of what, and you're like, why are you doing this in dealing softball?
He did. If you did not watch the game, if you're a Royals fan and you didn't catch the game or you just had it on in the background, you didn't notice that he like basically double clutched on a pitch. And I had to, and I still have not gone to the record book to read again for the 1,000,000th time in my career of covering baseball, the balk rule. I think it has to do with the fact that he held his foot up in the air.
Yeah, he didn't come back down.
He didn't come back down.
If you remember Nestor Cortez of the Yankees, he did it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's within the rules.
And I posted
if Cuas has got a crafty ass, way of doing it.
I posted a clip from last night's game of him doing it, and it is funny. Actually, MLB, it was so notable that MLB went, Jose Cuas with the pump fake, and then the laughing emoji.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I mean, but that's what this team, that's where they're at now. To me now, it's like, what's the number we're going to put in front of Jack Caglione, and can we beat the December 1 deadline for when they shut it all down? And I think you open negotiations right now with his agent. Right now. I'm willing to say that, I want to hear what his ask is. If his ask is, 13 for $650, okay. No, we're going to play it out year by year, Jack, and just understand you're going to arbitration all 3 years. We're not going to that. If that's what you're looking for, we're not doing that. But if there's a reasonable response on the other end, I want to be clear, they don't have to sign him because the player can't ask for what's not a good contract. But
8 for $150, Kevin McGonigal.
I think if I were his agent, I'd ask for more because the bat figures to play longer, and McGonigal, part of his value is playing shortstop.
Yeah.
McGonigal plays for the Tigers, is the young shortstop for the Tigers, if people don't know. Yeah, I think you could say, listen, he's going to age better and he's going to continue to – his bat will age because power doesn't go away as much.
Right.
And McGonigal's more about defense. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think, again, my one concern is most of the power is to center field. And if he does not learn to lift and turn, that's why last night was very exciting to see him pull the ball, because when he pulls the ball, he doesn't even have to hit it 410 over there, right? He doesn't need as much. And so, but he's got such immense power, even if the bat does slow down, then he kind of starts taking everything to left center.
And it's just...
He's still got enough power to take it out.
Easy power. That really is. When you watch him swing, you don't go, wow, he came out of his shoes. The one he hit last night, I thought, well, that's going to be extra bases. Wait, what?
The opposite field double on Saturday
that's crazy.
Was a joke.
Yes.
Like, you're like, oh, get down. And then you're like, no, get up.
It hits 3 feet from the top of the fence.
You hit the ball the way he hit the ball, opposite field, you're thinking, oh, don't hang up there because the left fielder's going to get it. And then they switch the camera, and the left fielder's going back. And you're like, what?
Huh? What is happening?
Yeah. Optical illusion. Optical illusion is what it looked like right there. All right, we got a lot to get to. We'll take your phone calls, 913-810-810. Grab a line. Don't cost nothing. Chiefs, Royals, Sporting, KUK State, Missouri, always a topic here in the program. We'll talk some Royals baseball. Want to get into a number of other things. We'll talk a little bit about Rashee Rice at the podium today. It's all fixed with Rashee Rice.
Yep.
Is that what the conclusion was after his first meeting with the press since
I think so.
Going in the clink?
It's all good.
Talk about that. We'll get into some college football stuff. I mentioned Blair Kirkhoff moving up to a Tuesday because of his schedule this week. Might get into some Kalani Sitake comments. And I'm glad that the litigious nature of sports has made its way all the way to Little League. I think that's fantastic. I think let's teach these kids at a young age. It doesn't matter if you play the game right. Just get away with everything you can. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's let's let them know what the world really is at an early age. And I think that's good. 913-810-810. You're in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
I pee my pants.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. The one to know is the Plumbing Pro, and boy, don't I know it. Listen, we were having a number of things when we redid our house. Turns out that the plumbers that did it screwed up literally everything. We have had to replace it one by one by one, and we went through plumber after plumber after plumber. Had a company we used for a long time. Turns out that they had sold out 3 or 4 years ago. I'm like, why does this place suck now? They used to be good. Because it's not the guys who actually started it. The name's the same, but it's not the same guys. That's not the case with the Plumbing Pro. The one to know is the Plumbing Pro. Locally owned and operated since 1980. Coach Steve lives here, raised his kids here, works here, coaches football here. They've been serving Kansas City families since 1980. So if you've got sewer or septic or drain installation or repairs that you need done, call the Plumbing Pro. That's who I call now. Been doing it for a couple of years. Tim Grunhard turned me on to the Plumbing Pro. They've been absolutely fantastic. Call 816-763-8200. Tell them the program sent you. Tell them Petro sent you. Tell them you want the great service that they've given me and my family. They do an unbelievable job. Even those big things. If you got one of those main lines, you're getting like insurance stuff sent to you. Like at least I do every 3 months. Like, oh, your main line, you better have insurance. Now, I've never done it. I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. But I know this. If I ever have a problem, I'll call the Plumbing Pro. Backhoes, all the heaviest equipment. They do big industrial plumbing jobs as well as, yes, residential jobs like you and me. So if your business needs some plumbing, call the Plumbing Pro as well. They do that. They also have some great high-tech ways of solving things. Like maybe that main line's got a problem. They use low-impact pipe bursting. Sounds kind of weird, but what it is basically threading a new pipe into the old pipe. It breaks that clay pipe around it, but now you've got a new modern pipe that's perfect. Fixes that main line without digging up your sidewalk or your driveway or your landscaping. That saves you a ton of money. Cutting edge technology, yes, the Plumbing Pro does that. Years of experience, yes, they do that. They can even give you that new bathroom you wanted. That's right, you need a new tub or shower? Mention the Petro plan. Say, I want the Petro deal. Get $2,000 off a new tub or shower. They did it at my mom's house. It's absolutely beautiful. They did a fantastic job. The one to know is the Plumbing Pro for all your plumbing needs. So call 816-763-8200. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com. Remember, theplumbingpro.com.
Before you hit the road this summer, take care of that vehicle damage you've been putting off. Reed Collision Centers make repairs simple with certified technicians, trusted service, and convenient locations throughout the area. We repair nearly all makes and models, and our Lenexa location offers free AI photo estimates 24 hours a day. With locations in Overland Park, North Kansas City, and St. Joseph, help is never far away. Only takes a few minutes to get started. Visit reedcollision.com and get your vehicle ready for summer. That's reedcollision.com.
The deals are hot at Robert Brogdon's Olathe Buick GMC. Save up to $14,000 on new GMC Sierra trucks or get 0.9% APR on all new Buick models. Need selection? How about 400 vehicles in stock? Need confidence? They've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on most new models. For over 30 years, families have trusted Brogdon for selection, service, and savings. Shop robertbrogdon.com or visit in person at I-35 in Santa Fe.
All right, welcome back here in the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Petro Siebel Collier with you as we take you up to 3 o'clock where Sam McDowell will join us, coming straight out of St. Joe. Now, we think he's going to be down here. So how about that? Got that going for us.
Nice.
Which is nice.
Absolutely. It's always good when people are here. Although he does make me look a little less thin.
I don't think.
Then again, who does? Who doesn't?
I think that's your face.
Yeah.
To quote David Spade.
Yeah. No, your face does.
Does this jacket make me look fat? No, your face does. Oh, okay. Good one. 9133-810-810.
Are you sure?
Let's hear a little Rashee Rice, shall we? Hear what Rashee Rice was laying down here today when it came to the first time he's been at the podium. We'll just take him in order, by the way, Kyle. This is Rashee Rice, who spent 30 days in jail after testing positive for marijuana. I don't think most people now, I don't think really give a crap about that, except for it was the terms of your probation. So don't violate it. So is football important to you? We went through that before. So we'll hear him talk about that. Rice trying to move forward and concentrate on football.
I'm 100% locked in on what's going on now with the team. Ready to go out there and dominate, and that I got a good group of brotherhood behind me. I learned an experience, a reality check, and don't focus on the past, focus on what's going on now.
Obviously, with everything that you've gone through, mentally, how are you doing?
I'm doing good mentally. I got the right group of guys around me. Just good agents, good coaches. Small circle on anybody else outside that's not part of the football team. Just keeping my head straight and also keeping me in a positive attitude.
I hope that last part's true.
Yeah, I hope it's true, but let me ask you a question. What's your reaction when you hear him be asked, with all you've been through?
Yeah.
What's your mentality?
He hasn't been through, it's.
I mean, I have mixed reviews,
but it's,
I have mixed opinions on it.
Yeah.
Number one, I think that is. Listen, first of all, it's just a way to phrase a question. Like, where's your mentality right now? And you want to lead into it. So I don't want to. I'm not. And I think I know who the questioner was. It's not to bag on the question. That's not my point here. Right? Because I think it was just a lead into how's your mentality right now, right? Which is a legit question. And so, but like just hearing it phrased that way, with all you've been through, all of which is self-inflicted.
Yeah. It didn't happen to you.
Right. And so in a way, it feels to me like it's, I don't think this was the intention of the question, but the way, when I just heard it there, and I didn't notice this the first time I heard it, it almost takes it like, well, with what's been done to you, like you're the victim.
Yeah.
He's not the victim.
That's the kind of question they'll ask of Eric Bieniemy when he talks to reporters next Tuesday.
Yeah.
With all you've been through.
Yeah. If you were walking down the street, like, I don't know the details of the Ahmad Hardy thing, but by all accounts, he had nothing, he did nothing wrong.
He was just there.
With what you've been through, Ahmad, being shot, going to the hospital, fearing your football career is over, what's your mental state? Right? And I think that there's an element of like, I'm sure there are lots of people around him that have made him the victim. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, you're going to pay them for the damages. Oh, you're going to, yeah, but there's still the traumatic element, all the missed work, all the missed family events that everyone that he did. Like, he is absolutely not the victim.
No.
And there is a moment of like, just in responding to that, of like, well, yeah, it's been a tough go for me, which I no doubt he is. And that's why I say I'm mixed reviews. He is a human being. Okay. And I'm sure it has been difficult on him, but I think it's very, very important to remember all of it, from the accident, the way he was driving, to going to jail for 30 days is self-inflicted. All of it is self-inflicted.
And the second part is almost not more egregious because it wasn't as damaging, but it is almost as inexplicable. The fact, okay, this is what happened. This is all you have to do to not go to jail for 30 days. And all the things that come out of that is just not do this. And he did that.
And again, from a football standpoint, it's like, if you want to go to jail, well, you didn't miss a game or anything, then go to jail. But you did miss minicamp. Yes. You did miss rehab. So you did not put 100% of your effort into being the best football player you can be for the Kansas City Chiefs, which takes us to the next one. Contract year. It is definitely a contract year for Rashee Rice. He was asked if he's motivated by the fact that it's a contract year.
It's motivating. Honestly, just being able to be back on the field with my brothers right now is motivating. So that's in the future right now. Right now I'm just focused on what's going on right now, and that's getting better for the team.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that it is not a 0% chance that he is back in Kansas City. Like, I think there's a lot of people that think this is the last go-round for him. But if you were of the mindset that you wouldn't re-sign him, you'd have cut him, right? I mean, what he did was cuttable.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Then ending up in jail was cuttable. I mean, this is one where I think you can say all the right things, but how much money are you going to put into Rashee Rice? Like, I will tell you, $0 guaranteed dollars. Personally, I think I would have cut him. Not having a chance to sit and talk to him and hear what all was going on in his life and whatnot, just as a pure outsider, I think cutting him would have been the prudent decision, but the Chiefs don't do that. They always stick with guys all the way to the bitter end. When they did their second contract with Tyreek Hill, who was clearly a player at risk, it basically had no guaranteed money. And so if the Chiefs are going to go down that road, that has to be the direction they're thinking.
Yeah.
Now,
and Tyreek Hill at that time was a much more bankable production than Rashee Rice is, and he didn't
played all the games.
Yeah,
played all the games.
So if Hill didn't get any, I don't know why Rice would.
So I do think that is an interesting element that's out there. I think the fact that he's here, there is the opportunity for him. I guess I would ask this: what would he have to do for you to say, okay, I'm on board with giving him a contract?
I think 1,000 yards. I
Yeah,
think he has to play every game.
Well, it's funny because it's funny you went right to the football.
Yeah,
you didn't say anything about off the field.
I haven't yet.
Okay, but you started with the football.
Yeah, I just think
which I think is actually okay.
Yeah,
because if he sucks, we're not going to sign him.
right.
So he needs to be really good.
Yeah,
so I think it's okay to start with the football. I think you have to get to the off the field part as well.
Yeah, I think he needs to be a very productive player. I think he probably needs to lead the Chiefs in receiving yards,
for sure.
Unless he gets 1,100 and somebody else gets 14.
I don't think
seems unlikely.
I don't. Yeah, I think he's got to become your number one receiver.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, and no other mess ups. And even if he plays it clean the entire year, but the part at the end of that first bite about smaller circle, whenever I hear something like that, it always takes me back to what Terrell Davis told you one year at the Super Bowl. One of the things he figured out when he became a pro was that all the people, I can't hang around with the same people I used to hang around with now. And that's kind of what stuck in my mind when I heard that. Yes, there are people you probably can't hang around with, Rashee, that you used to hang out with now because you are a professional football player and a lot more is at stake. Is that going to register to him? Is it going to sink in with him? Even though it's easy to say, he didn't, the accident and what happened there wasn't enough to change him. Was 30 days in the Dallas County Jail enough to say, all right, I don't want to be here again? We'll see. But I think if he has no issues but is still hanging around with some of the same people and he's kind of flirting with it, you're like, all right, what exactly did you learn? You haven't done anything wrong, but you're hanging with the same people. I think there are a lot of things off the field, not just legally, I think that they need to take care of or to pay attention to.
Yeah.
In addition to the production.
All right, one more from him, and then we'll go to the phones. 913-810-810. Rice asked how he likes the new coaches.
The program with Soren Petro.
I'm a fat ass with a microphone.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, the best is like I threw to that cut and he went to break and I go, hey, I was throwing to sound. And he goes, my bad. Yeah, I didn't send it to break. But we'll get his answer in a minute.
It wasn't Rashee Rice's bad.
And you know who else's bad it wasn't? Gary Joslin and Joslin's Jewelry. It wasn't his bad either. I'm going to tell you that. Gary Joslin is where you go when you want to tell someone they're special. Joslin's Jewelry has been my go-to for jewelry for 20-plus years. Listen, they were voted the #1 jewelry store in Kansas City for a reason. Unbelievable customer service. You're treated like family the moment you walk in the door. Maybe it's because it's a family business. You know, some of the big box jewelry stores kind of snicker and, oh, mom and pop jeweler. That's exactly what he is. And Gary loves that. That's exactly what he wants to be. First of all, he's a real jeweler, not somebody that was doing something else 3 weeks ago and is now manning a counter at a jewelry store that has the same jewelry in 500 locations across the country. No, he's a true jeweler, which means he's got beautiful jewelry that's unique, designed specifically for someone special. He can do that for you because he's a real jeweler. It means he does repairs. It means he does appraisals. And it means he runs his business the way he wants. And that is a warm environment with the most knowledgeable staff you're going to find anywhere around. Whether you're celebrating engagements, anniversaries, birthdays, life's biggest moments, exceptional jewelry and unparalleled service is what you're going to get from Jocelyn's Jewelry. And it's going to be the way that you get a true smile. You're going to be a hero if you give a great piece from Jocelyn's Jewelry. Whether you're looking for that perfect diamond, a luxury timepiece, a piece of custom design jewelry like I was talking about, Jocelyn's Jewelry has it all today. Their experienced staff can set you up with whatever it is you need at whatever price point you need. That's right. They've got a lot of options for you. I'm going to tell you, they're absolutely incredible working with you. You will love the experience, and you will love, and whoever you give that jewelry to will love the jewelry as well. Give it to yourself. Whatever it is you're looking for. If you can hear me right now and you want a piece of jewelry, it's okay to give yourself a gift. If you want to give somebody else a gift, that's even better. Listen, go to the southeast corner of 95th and Antioch. They're right there in Overland Park at 95th and Antioch. That's just about a mile north from 435. So they're easy to get to no matter where you are in the metro. And they are worth the drive, even if you're coming from far, far away. You can check them out online at joslinsjewelry.com. See for yourself why they were voted the #1 jewelry store in Kansas City. Again, go to 95th and Antioch or online to joslinsjewelry.com.
Did you know that you can recognize outstanding teachers and students in our community by nominating them as Blue KC Sporting Samaritans? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City is proud to recognize these individuals who make the community a better place to live, work, and play. Our education system is a pillar of the KC community, and our teachers and students are vital to that.
I thought you might just come back with the Rashi Rice cut. Act like it was our plan all along. 913-810-810. Ted couldn't wait. Clinton, you're going to be first up here in a second. I want to play this cut. I'm looking for number 6. Now, I'm going to read this line that Curtis has written right there. That's going to lead me into the part that when I point, then you play the part where Rashi Rice talks. Same wavelength? Yes.
You ready now?
No.
Are you going to read
I got to do the throw.
You going to read what I wrote, or are you going to free
Shut up. When I screw up, will jump on me. This is him. We're rubbing his nose in the mess on the carpet right now. EB, O'Shea, a couple of new coaches. Rashi Rice was asked how he likes the new coaches.
Real detailed on the things that aren't really things that are looked upon as far as like when you don't have the ball finishing to go block. We got a crazy running back, K9, so there's no telling where the ball's going to end up at the end of the play. We got guys like Cyrus Allen, Taekwon that's going to win down the field, might just need one more block. So as far as being in the room with O'Shea, is details, and being on the field, it's just kind of hectic situations and staying calm at that moment.
And another very short answer, he was asked what's he working on. He talked about working harder on the plays in which he's not getting the ball.
Well, which we've seen sometimes
Yes.
where that he just
And
checks out.
There was one in practice yesterday in which Mahomes got one to Cyrus Allen on the near side, and Rashee Rice was lined up wide to the left side and kind of just ran into the defensive back and just kind of stayed plastered to him for the entire play. And it's like, I know it's practice and the ball's not going to him, but that'd be nice.
I mean, you got to have all aspects of your game. You want to get paid like a number one, you got to do everything.
Yep.
You got to do it all. I mean, part of the reason why all you got to do is look at George Pickens, what the Georgia kid from Pittsburgh to the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, George Pickens, right? I was just, for some reason, it's not football season, and I'm second guessing myself. All I got to do is look at George Pickens, and he doesn't do any of the non, like when his number's called, great.
Yeah.
But part of the reason why the Cowboys haven't paid him, and I still think that they might before the season starts, but part of the reason why the Cowboys haven't paid him, and they pay every star. They paid Quinnen Williams $35 million a year. The reason they haven't paid him is because he doesn't do the little things. And they're waiting to see that. So it's, pretty easy to figure out what it takes to get paid. 913-810-810. Let's talk to Clinton. You're in the program. Clinton, what's going on, buddy?
All right, two things. One, Soren, never second guess yourself, baby. You are sharp as a tack, all right? That's number one. Number two, I had an interesting question with myself, and I would be curious to see what your all thoughts were. When evaluating GM Veach, do you think that he's better through rounds 1 through 3 or 4 through including undrafted free agents? Because I think the argument could be made for the latter, and especially if Benson and Emmett Johnson and Cyrus Allen hit, I think there wouldn't be much of a debate. But I started evaluating, and I was like, man, you got Snead, Pacheco was serviceable, Trey Smith, Hicks, Jalen Watson, that was a banger. So I'd be curious to see what you thought on which half of the draft selections you thought he would be better at.
Okay, and thank you for the call, Clinton. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the kind words. I wish I didn't have to second guess myself, but when it comes to names, I'm not strong. I will tell you that. So years of screwing them up has me second guessing myself, but I appreciate that. That vote of confidence inspires me. Is Veach better in 1, 2, 3 or 4 through 7? I'm eyeballing the drafts right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the baseline to compare him against would be. So,
well, I mean, like let's just here's the comp in 25: Josh Simmons, Omar Norman Lott, Ashton Gelati, and Noel Williams. Granted, first, second, third. Got to take it relative to where they're picked. Then 4, 5, 7 rounds 4, 5, 7 was Jalen Royals, Jeffrey Bossa, Brashard Smith. Early returns are, which you'd expect, the early rounds first. Go back to 24. I didn't put this year's in because we haven't seen anybody play, so I just skipped over this year's. But let's go back to 24. Xavier Worthy, Kingsley Suamataia, first 2 days. The last day of the draft, Jared Wiley, Jaden Hicks, Hunter Norzad, Kamal Haddon, C.J. Hansen. Where are you at on that?
Not much.
Right? Kingsley Suamataia is the best of the bunch.
Yeah. But
63 for a guard you're supposed to be pretty good for a guard.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they tried him a tackle, but Wiley, Hicks, Norzad. I mean, Norzad partially can't get on the field because they won't let him on the field because they keep signing everybody in front of him or moving tackles over to guard.
But they could use Wiley to step up and hey,
hadn't happened.
There's the door. Would you just please walk through it?
Yeah, hasn't happened yet.
He's like, maybe not.
23, FAU, Rashee Rice, Wanya Morris. The later rounds, Shamari Connor, B.J. Thompson, Keandre Colburn, and Nick Jones. It's basically Connor versus Rice.
Yeah.
22, Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, Sky Moore, Brian Cook, Leo Chenal. Pretty good. Hits on 4 out of 5 there.
Yeah.
Late rounds, Josh Williams, Darian Kennard, Jalen Watson, Isaiah Pacheco, and Najee Johnson.
Not bad. I mean, Watson was a guy good enough to.
And Brian Cook at 62 is almost a third, and he is a, $15, $16 million a year safety now?
Yep.
21, Bolton and Creed Humphrey. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Later rounds, Josh Kaindoh, Noah Gray, Cornell Powell, Trey Smith. Pretty good with Trey Smith.
Very good.
20, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Willie Gay, Lucas Niang, the first 2 days. L'Jarius Sneed, Mike Dana, Thacarius Keys. 2019, McCole Hardman, Juan Thornhill, and Colin Saunders, all contributors.
Mm-hmm.
Up at the top, at the bottom, Rashard Fenton, Darwin Thompson, Nick Allegretti.
Mm-hmm.
Allegretti, a contributor. Up at the top of 18, his first draft, Breland Speaks, Derek Nottie, Dorian O'Daniel. At the bottom, Armani Watts, Tremont Smith, Khalil McKenzie. The first draft is not good. They're almost always bad with almost every general manager, and I think it's because they're putting together a staff and they don't get to grind away on the tape
anyway,
like they want to. Yeah, I don't think he's really definitively better at one part of it than the other. He's got diamonds in the rough in there. He's got strong picks. The one thing that I look at that I wish, either their small analytics department over there or somebody would look at it and say, when we have a lot of picks, we do better. So start trading back.
Yeah.
Brett Veach was called by, who was it we had on from CBS Sports, used to be with PFF? Draft guy.
Mike Renner.
Mike Renner. Was called by Mike Renner, one of, if not the best talent evaluator in the NFL. So I think, I'm sensing, Clinton, a hint of you're like, well, he doesn't do very good with the early picks, was kind of maybe where you were fishing there. I would encourage you to pick any one team. Or pick a team that's been in the playoffs every year, pick a mediocre team, and pick a bad team. And just pick those three and then go line their drafts up against the Chiefs' drafts. And I think you'll find that there are so many misses. Like, the draft is an inexact science. They're not all stars. Nobody is nailing the draft. And I know you're like, well, I'm not worried about those teams. Okay, I know you're worried about your team. So my point is, if what you're getting at is fire Brett Veach, why would you fire someone who's as good or better than everybody else? They're just not perfect. They're just not achieving at the level. I mean, if you want to look at the Royals drafts, and they've been subpar, but you look at whoever you think is the best drafting team out there, almost all of them don't make it. It's why they've cut the draft from unlimited to, like, what are we at now? With 20, or did we still go 20? Or did we cut even down from that? Are we at 15 now?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Because they're like, listen, we throw these names out. We might as well just go ahead and sign who we want to sign below that. Because really, after about X number of rounds, we're throwing darts. And that's how it is with the NFL draft as well. So, where do I think he's better? I don't think he's Superman, but I think he's as good as the next one out there. And I think the other aspect you have to look at, and that is, what is Andy Reid asking him for? Because your coach may not have the final say, and I think we all agree that if Andy Reid's like, that's the guy I got to have, then he's going to get it. He's not doing the drafting. He's not doing the grind through it all. Brett Veach brings him, here are our finalists. Who do you want? How to stack this part of the board for us? Okay. You like that guy over that guy? But if Andy Reid is not asking for the right talents, or if Andy Reid is asking for traits that are an era gone by, like just pure speed, I'm going to tell you there is no way on earth that any wide receiver in any round has been drafted that Andy Reid didn't go, I like that guy. At some point in the process, there's not been one wide receiver that has been forced down the throat of Andy Reid. So I would tell you that what I would offer up, and what only the people in that building know, is, should Brett Veach be given even more say? Should his scouting department be given even more say? And should they come back and be like, we're not drafting Xavier Worthy, we're drafting wide receiver X.
Yeah.
For all of us, it was Ladd McConkey. We're taking Ladd McConkey because he's bigger and he'll be on the field more. Now, Ladd McConkey's had his injuries as well. But we'll see who plays more games, Xavier Worthy or Ladd McConkey. But, Andy, we're not giving you that because that guy's not going to be able to stay on the field. We're giving you this guy. And go make your magic work. Like, it's a little bit like Jack Caglione with a hitting coach, right? You may be like, well, I like a guy who does this. I like a guy who's a dead pull home run hitter because he's got the short porch. Okay, that's great. We'll look for that. But in the meantime, we have this specimen who has ungodly power. Now, figure out how to channel that power and get the most out of it. That's your job as a coach, because this is the guy we're giving you. And I think there needs to be a little bit of that as well. And I'm sure there is. But the marriage between scouting and coaching. Yes, you want to get the kind of talent, the kind of players that they want to run the systems that they want to run. But they likewise have to be able to adapt and mold their systems to fit the talents that they're given. And I think the one place where I would start giving Brett Veach and his staff, if I'm right, and Andy Reid and his coaches get more say about who the receivers are, that's one of the places I would look at and say, listen, we have missed on Sky Moore. We have missed on Xavier Worthy. I'm not giving you those guys anymore. I'm giving you these guys, and you make them fit. If you have to have the fastest guy in the history of the NFL Combine to get him open, your scheme sucks. So fix your scheme. Okay, if that's the only way you can get open is by being the fastest guy ever clocked at the 40, then there's a problem with the scheme. So let's fix that.
All right, who was the last player to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game? Brought to you by Twin Peaks. From IT to audiovisual to secure print, ImageNet Consulting keeps Kansas City business moving. Go to ImageNet.com for more. If there's one player on the Chiefs who needs to get a lot out of this training camp, it's Rashee Rice. The third-year wideout missed the entirety of the team's off-season program as he sat in the Dallas County Jail for a parole violation while also rehabbing a surgically repaired knee. He's now free, and he hopes injury-free. He said today he's ready to move on.
I'm 100% locked in on what's going on now with the team, ready to go out there and dominate, and that I got a good group of brotherhood behind me.
Chiefs preseason opener Saturday at 3 against the Rams at Arrowhead. Royals look to even their series against the Dodgers in L.A. tonight. KC fell last night 6-5, despite another home run from Jack Caglione, his 21st on the year. Michael Wacha against Blake Snell tonight. This is SportsCenter.
Sam McDowell's appearance here in the program is brought to you by our friends at All Weather Decks, Kansas City's best when it comes to building your outdoor living spaces. If you want to get outside and enjoy the beautiful fresh air, call All Weather Decks. They will hook you up the way they hooked me and my family up, increase the usable square footage of your home, increase the value of your home with a new patio, deck, screened-in porch, you name it. You can schedule your free consultation today at 913-206-1974. Football season's right around the corner. When you like the ultimate outdoor setup, It's nothing better than watching a game, I think, than out on the in our screened-in porch. Love it. They can transform your worn-out deck into a beautiful new football oasis. Go to allweatherdecks.net, see all the awards they've won, the A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, the map link where they've done jobs all over the metro and even beyond. It's all right there at allweatherdecks.net, or call Cass and the guys and get things going right now. 913-206-1974. They can start your project in about 6 or 7 weeks. Basically, the time it takes to get the permits, then they're ready to go. Go to allweatherdecks.net and relax. Let's welcome Sam McDowell to the program. Sam, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Doing well. Rashee Rice spoke today. What was your reaction to his comments and where he sits as far as maybe maturing as an individual? How much can the Chiefs count on him being available for 17 games?
Well, I mean, my reaction was I sat through that press conference last year, and I sat through that same press conference in 2024 as well. And I actually even went back and watched those press conferences. And, you know, I mean, it was August 6th of 2024. It was August 1st of 2025. And it was 2 years ago that he said he was going to surround himself with the right people. Well, you just played, Curtis's SportsCenter break at the top of the hour where he mentions the fact that he's got a brotherhood behind him. Pretty similar answer. Last year, he said that he was a completely changed person. And, you know, this year he called it a learning experience, a reality check. Pretty similar answer to what we heard a year ago. So I think my top line reaction is, like, the words just don't matter at this point. He's proven the words don't matter. Like, at this point, it's the actions that we have to follow.
Yeah. I think that's really well stated. Like, that's really well put. I don't know why you would believe any of it this time around. So what do you think it would take for Rashee Rice to get a contract?
I think he's going to have to. I think he's going to have to play through, a year without one, and prove his availability. And, you know, I mean, that is the one dissimilarity in this press conference compared to the last two, is rather than talking about a legal issue or an injury, we're talking about both. Because, again, something that Curtis mentioned in the break there, I mean, he's literally rehabbing his knee injury in jail. And, like, so there's two reasons that he's not been available for the Chiefs. There's two reasons he's missed 25 games over the last 2 years when you consider the playoffs and regular season combined. I mean, so I think when you say what it will take, both things have to be corrected. Like, he's got to be available health-wise, and he's got to be available with his decision-making. And but I just think this has gone on so long. He's cornered himself into a really tough spot, deserved tough spot, as far as, I mean, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. So is one good year going to be enough to say, okay, oh yeah, we can trust this guy? Because it's been 3 years of having, like I said, this 3 straight off seasons of having this same conversation to where Rashee Rice walks into a tent in St. Joe on the backfields at Missouri Western, and he's not there just to talk football.
I was just thinking as you were describing the duality of his inavailability earlier this year, for some reason into my mind popped the scene in a comedy movie about a football team, and the coach says to somebody else higher up, well, he's how's he doing? Well, he's rehabbing that knee injury, and it's pretty bad. So is that coming along? Well, that's not the entire thing. He's also in jail. And then uproarious laughter from the laugh track. I mean, either one of those things you put first. So how's the rehab? Not so good. Why? He's in jail. It's hard to believe.
I think what spoke to the absurdity of it is the fact that when I asked him about the difficulty of the month, he started just talking about his rehab after he'd been out. And there had to be a follow-up question. Oh, okay, what about the month you were in jail? Like, when you ask him about the difficulty of the month, it's not even clear which month you're talking about.
Well, I would.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I would. The other thing that I've kind of grown tired of, I think we all, reached a breaking point on, football being a war and all the military.
Yeah.
Parallels. I mean, it's still, the draft room's the war room. We get it because it paints the picture you're trying to paint there, but we also are like, it's not war. Okay, so maybe let's find a different way. But I'm sick of the brotherhood and my brothers. That has become the new thing in sports. But if we're going to throw it around, if that's going to be everyone, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is president of that club. And so it starts with him, and I'm sure that everyone follows along. But like I said, it goes on in all around sports. It goes on in all different sports. It goes, just throughout. It's the new catchphrase. It's the new phenomenon is, all my brothers and this brotherhood. That sounds great, except for the fact that you can't be, the jackass that all the brothers have to take care of all the time, right? You can't be the Tommy boy. You become a pain. That's great that they're your brothers, but you're dragging them down. And so when does one of the brothers go kick him in the ass?
Yeah, at some point, it's like the rest of the guys have to be like, don't put this on me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think his teammates this is actually part of the complexity of the Rashee Rice situation that nobody for the Chiefs probably wants to publicly say. He's loved in the locker room. He's a popular teammate. They're very frustrated with him, but he's not somebody who is disgruntled in the meeting rooms. Like, he shows up, he participates. The one thing I thought was the most accurate thing he said today was that he kind of thinks of himself as this guy who's smiling all the time. Like, that is who he is. He's available for us at a pretty high frequency when you compare it to some other guys in the room. And so, like, that doesn't excuse his actions. It makes them all the more frustrating. Hey, you've been great with us. I mean, how has this continued to become a thing?
He said, you mentioned that you've heard it before, that he's got to surround himself with the right people and all that. Now he's got a smaller circle, the people that aren't going to help him with football. I wonder how much, listen, no charges were ever ended up being filed, but there were some serious allegations thrown his way by a woman, right? A mother of his children, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? Two kids, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like that. And look, relationships are tough, period. End of discussion. They're hard work. I mean, the healthiest of relationships. They're hard work. There's things you have to do. And there's a lot going on, and you have stresses and pressures. I get it. I'm not here to say that everybody's relationship should be absolute, the Brady Bunch or something like that. But, I mean, it's just, like, how are you in a combustible relationship, which that one clearly was?
I think from talking to people who know Rashee Rice well, I mean, I think who he surrounds himself with is, I think anytime your trouble is outside of the team's jurisdiction, that's of course going to be probably what most teams ask is, who are you hanging out with? And, I mean, this isn't, the incident we're talking about, they're related because you violate the probation of the first incident, but there was stuff in college too. And the Chiefs have acknowledged since, not on draft night, but they acknowledged since that they were aware of that. And I don't know if, it's with the same group always, but I think it's a completely relevant question to be asking Rashee Rice, like, who are you hanging out with? What's the influence? But also, I mean, he's a grown man and he makes his own decisions.
I asked Curtis, what does he have to do to, be worthy of giving him a contract if you were in that position? And he started out with, well, he's got to have at least 1,000 yards. I said, so you start with football. He goes, well, no, I'm going to get to the other stuff. I said, no, it does start with football. Like, let me be clear, because that's what you're going to sign him for. He can't go 850. You cannot be messing around with this kind of drama for 850 and 6. Okay, if your personnel department can't identify 850 and 6, and if your coaching staff can't coach up to 850 and 6, then the war is lost. Get out of the game.
Step into my office, as you say.
So I do want to be clear. It's not that football is more important than life, but we're talking about giving him a football contract. It does start with the football. He needs a badass year where he needs by far the best season of his career, and he needs to be definitively the number one option for this offense. That's goes without saying, in my opinion. Otherwise, why would you mess around with the drama? But is there literally anything that could occur in football season where he's kind of taken away from the Dallas part, which clearly seems to be a big issue for him? Most of his problems all seem to happen down in Dallas. Is there any way at the end of this year, now that he's started the process of basically being here in Kansas City the entire time except for one bye week, is there anything he could do that could possibly convince you that he's figured it out when it comes to the off-the-field stuff? Because my answer is no.
In a year, no, because here's the thing, is the press conference 2 years ago should have been the wake-up. He literally called it, eye-opening then 2 years ago. It wasn't. It was 2 years later, you violate the probation for that crime. So, like, in what way is it eye-opening, and why would you believe that giving him a big paycheck is going to be what changes it? I mean, if anything, you worry that it's going to have the opposite effect. I mean, to the football part of it, because Curtis is right and you're right, it is a significant piece of the conversation. Well, the football part of it has also been interrupted because he's injured. And, for the first part of training camp, you could tell that he, spent a month where he's rehabbing a knee injury in jail as opposed to just working out in June and being, on part of the organized team activities at, the Arrowhead practice facility.
He looked like a guy who went through rehab in the yard.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think Rashee Rice looks completely himself right now. And that's not saying that he won't, but I still, 2 years ago, or was it last year, he freaking dominated at training camp. But you were like, that's the guy. And for whatever, you've got to get him to be available. It was 2 years ago. Forever, you got to get him to be available. It's like, that's your guy. And to the point to where I was writing a column in training camp saying they've got to move off of Travis Kelce being their go-to guy because they have one now. And remember in the first 3 games of the season before he got hurt, before that tackle from Patrick Mahomes on the INT play in L.A., he looked great for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And he still, to this day, has, over his last 18 games, he has almost 1,000 yards after the catch over his last 18 games. Now, he his average depth of target is shallower than most receivers, but that number is the most of any wide receiver over the last 8 seasons. It's 963 yards after the catch in 18 games. Most of any wide receiver over the last eight seasons in any 18-game stretch. Like, find any wide receiver's best 18 games.
He's better.
And he's better. The problem is his last 18 games have come over 3 years.
Yeah.
You have to date back to the end of his rookie year to get that stretch. And when you look at the other guys on the list, you'll say, okay, well, it's better in that one category than Chase and Nakua and Lamb and St. Brown and Neighbors. But like those, the first four guys on that list, they played, and Rashee Rice has been unavailable.
Their 18 games goes back to the December of 24.
Yeah. I mean, look, Neighbors got hurt last year, but the rest of those guys, they've been available.
Let me ask you this. Let's say he goes for 1,410, right? Which would be by far his best year. But it would be around the realm of what you're talking about. It's the best of him all pulled together for 1,410. You slap the franchise tag on him.
Yeah.
Would anybody trade for that?
That's a good question. I actually think that scenario you described is the most uncomfortable situation that the Chiefs could have.
Because you slap the tag on him and maybe nobody bites in a trade, and then you're stuck.
Well, or you just
for $30 million.
I just think like anything that puts you in a spot to where I think I would add on to that hypothetical, and let's say Cyrus Allen isn't. I mean, I still think Cyrus Allen is going to be a productive player, but let's say he's not. Let's say Cyrus Allen isn't maybe who he looks to be in training camp. Let's say Xavier Worthy doesn't take a step forward. Let's say Travis Kelce retires after the year and Rashee Rice has that season. And if you're the Chiefs, one of your thoughts is going to be, what are you going to do without that guy? And if he's your go-to guy in the offense, we're talking about an offense that hasn't finished better than 15th for 3 straight years. If he gets you back to becoming a top 5, even like a top 7 offense, and it's because it's running through him, that's a really tough conversation they're going to have. And I really think even in that answer, the best I would do would be to give him a franchise tag. So you got to do it. You got to do it twice.
Yeah. I think that's the only way. I mean,
he still would not have completed an off season in that scenario, by the way.
Without drama.
Without us having this conversation about him.
Yeah, I feel like it should be threading a needle to come up with some scenario that has him in a Chiefs uniform in 27.
That's it, though. That is the scenario. He's your go-to guy. The offense is clicking. He had a good year. He played, 16 or 17 games. Whatever's in the playoffs, he's available for that. He looks the part, and it looks like you need him. Not you want him, but you need him. And a 1-year gamble is going to be both. It's going to be 1 year and it's going to be a gamble, but it's going to be something that you feel like, well, what now if not for him?
Yeah. I think it's a great point. Sam McDowell is with us, columnist for the Kansas City Star. He's brought to you by our friends at All Weather Decks. Kansas City's best when it comes to building outdoor living spaces is All Weather Decks. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. What are you waiting for? Schedule your free consultation today. Call 913-206-1974 and get it going online at allweatherdecks.net.
The program with Soren Petro.
I need a reporter who's never played basketball and is 5'2".
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen, I can't stress enough what a great job All Weather Decks did for me and my family. We love our outdoor living space, and All Weather Decks built it. They do unbelievable work. I mentioned the other night, one of the things I like to do is get outside when the thunderstorms roll in. It was great. Sitting out there on the patio watching the lightning, and then the rain hit where we were. Just moved in under the dry underdecking. All Weather Decks can do that as well. Basically turns that deck into a roof, so you've got usable space underneath, whether it's like an indoor storage area or just another seating area that you can enjoy being outside even when it's raining. They build the biggest projects in Kansas City. You can find them online at allweatherdecks.net. They're a 24-time winner of the Angie Super Service Award, carry an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Check out the photos at allweatherdecks.net. You can see the kind of work they do. Great finished project photos. Give you some ideas if you're not really sure what you want, or just call the guys at 913-206-1974. Customer service is great. They'll be happy to come out, take a look at your space, even give you some ideas, help you and say, hey, we can do this. Here's what we've done over here. Here's some ideas. Maybe you know exactly what you want. That's great. lay it out for them. They'll be able to get it done. 6 or 7 weeks, that's about how long it takes to get started. Only reason it takes that long is because that's how long it takes to get the permits. They've got multiple crews working all over the metro, which means they can start before any other deck company out there. And when they start, they bring the whole crew and they get the job done. Not just kind of piecing it together. We're here one day, gone for 4, here one day. No, they show up and they build the project. So they'll start it sooner, finish it faster, and most importantly, build it better than anybody else. So why would you go anywhere else? Call All Weather Decks today, 913-206-1974. Tell them you heard about them right here on Sports Radio 810, right? And if you want, you can just go online and get the free consultation, or get the free estimate going, I should say, at allweatherdecks.net. They're a great Kansas City company. They did great for me and my family. They'll do great for your family. Go to allweatherdecks.net and relax.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At Heartland,
All right, the Twin Peaks, end of the hour answer. Who was the last player to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game? It has happened 5 times by 4 different men.
Pujols.
Nope.
Did he do it?
He did do it.
He did against the Rangers in 11.
Mm-hmm.
So someone since then?
Mm-hmm. Happened in a World Series opener.
Was it a
National League player?
Yeah, I was going to say, was it a Dodger?
Nope. I think his
Soto
belt popped open on one of his swings because he's kind of a rotund.
Pablo Sandoval?
Pablo Sandoval of the San Francisco Giants. Game 1 of the 2012 World Series against Detroit. And one of the swings, his belt popped open.
And who are you looking for? Just the last one? So
yeah,
Pablo Sandoval?
Yeah, Pablo Sandoval, who turns 40 today. The other 2.
Which is interesting because that's also almost his waist size.
I bet he's beyond 40.
You think?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
He might have been pushing 40 when he played. The other 2, Reggie Jackson, of course, Game 6 of the 77 series. Babe Ruth Did it twice, 1926, 1928.
All right. I'll take it.
3 Hall of Famers and Pablo Sandoval.
I was watching a clip recently where I saw one. I know we got to say what we gave away, but Barry Bonds didn't just break his belt; he broke his bat. Hit one off of Josh Beckett. I didn't remember that at all, but
broke his bat on a homer.
Yes, in Florida.
Wow.
Hit one out on a broken bat.
In the playoffs or just in a regular season?
Just in the regular season. I mean, it's still impressive to have in the regular season,
Oh, yeah.
right? He's only holding like maybe.
I think Bo did that once, didn't he? Have a broken bat home run?
Something along that line, yeah. I know there was one where he was holding his hand out. He was in Baltimore, and he was holding his hand out to call timeout, and the guy didn't give it to him. So he put his hand back on the bat, swung, hit the ball at 430 feet to left center. My favorite Bonds it didn't break anything, but it was the shot. It was the home run he hit against the Angels in this super high scoring game in the 0-2 World Series, and they show it just disappears. You can't even see it because where it lands, and they cut to a shot of Tim Salmon. You could read it. That's the farthest ball I've ever seen hit.
Yeah.
You could so clear what he said. They were just like in awe. I don't have no idea where it came down, but that was in his little 4-year freak show. Royd, whatever. The numbers are insane. 0-1 to. I'll see occasionally on Twitter. I follow some just general baseball accounts. I'll say, so-and-so pitcher, bottom of the 9th, bases loaded. Who do you want at the plate? I'm like, 0-1 to 0-4 Bonds.
Absolutely.
He was on roids. Don't care. You asked who I'd want. That's who I'd want.
That's. I've never seen anybody locked in like he was.
I want the guy with the 13, whatever it was.
The 200 walks.
Yeah.
What do you have? Do you have 80 intentional or something?
He had over 100 intentional that year.
Yeah. I mean, ridiculous.
I want the guy with the 600 on base and the 890 slug.
Yeah. Turns out he's a pretty good player. Speaking of slug, Jack Caglione.
Ooh, nice.
Imperative that the Royals lock him up this year?
I don't know if I'd say imperative.
Important?
No, I don't know. I mean, there's time. And
he'll never be cheaper than he will be this offseason.
Well, I mean, that's relative, though, because, theoretically, yes, the AAV would be cheapest this year because he's going to make less next year. So you'd be replacing very cheap years if you sign him now. But, I mean, I think the money above what he'd actually make, I don't know how much that would change.
So every other team is going out and signing guys before they get to the big leagues, 5 minutes after they get to the big leagues. But the Royals should take their time. They shouldn't be able to judge the talents of their players and figure out who to sign and not sign.
Have you? So all of them are a success.
No.
Every team that's done it is just
no.
a good
But
thing?
I do think that the way that should operate, and it's the way Cleveland did it back in the day with their Carlos Baerga and Kenny Lofton and Jim Thome and Albert Bell and Manny Ramirez and all those guys, because there was, you'll have a bad one, but if your plan is like we've identified all the ones that we think are players and we're going to be right way more than we're wrong, then you're going to be money ahead even if you have one bad one. The idea isn't to bat 1,000. The idea is to come away, to where you've given yourself some more payroll flexibility, where you've given them security at an earlier age, said we believe in you, we know you're great, you've instilled confidence, you've instilled in them that the organization has confidence in them, and you've hopefully bought yourself control and a known commodity on constructing your payroll for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, I just think a lot. I mean, look, I'm the first guy that came to mind for me was Austin Riley for the Braves, who has a WAR of less than 1 this year. He's hitting 220, 14 home runs. He's making $22 million this year, last year, and for the next 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look like a great contract right now.
I think, if they will come to the table and say, we're not really sure who's good, fine. I'll stop talking about signing guys. But don't talk about all the time you spend scouting and all this and what they do and all our great coaches and all that. If it's a crapshoot, then tell me it's a crapshoot.
Would you give him so J.J. Weatherholt got paid, and the reason that's relevant is because he's the pick after Jack Caglione, 2 guys who went to college, and I'm sure that was the decision with the Royals because Weatherholt was thought to be a guy who could go in the top 5, and what was it, 7th that year. Let's see what his contract is, and let me ask you just if you would take this contract. Now, Weatherholt is leading candidate for Rookie of the Year. His WAR is the highest among National League rookies. I think McGonnell is the highest among all rookies for the Tigers. Weatherholt was 8 for 112, and I think there's $20 million in performance escalators based on MVP voting and All-Star selection. So 8 for 112.
Are you asking? Am I? You putting me in the position of Caglione, or are you putting me in the position of the Royals? Yes, the 8 for 112 is much more of a gamble on a guy who's 5'9" and is not going to consistently hit the ball over the wall. And much of his value is based upon his defense.
I would say he's got value everywhere. Weatherholt's hit this year too. Well,
yeah, but Weatherholt this year is 247, 352, 384 for a 735 OPS.
Yeah. 352 is a pretty high on base percentage for a second baseman. 16 homers.
I like him a lot, but a lot of what the value is that he's really good defensively. And no, 8 is fine because of his age, because he's what? That'll take him through age.
I mean, his on base is 35 points higher than
his age. That'll take him. So if this is the first year of the deal, right, or is it 8 after this?
I think it's starts next year.
Okay, so it'll be 24 to
it runs through 30,
24 to 32-year-old season. Like I think that's a fine contract. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but like it's it's like I said on Mookie Betts when he signed the deal. I said people are going to love it early. In the back end, he's going to be grossly overpaid, and that is already the case because he's not going to. 5'9" guys aren't going to hit 40 home runs. Now, I don't know what J.J. Weatherholt's power is going to end up being, but he's got 16 home runs. Jack Caglione as a power hitter should be a more stable commodity. I don't think it's a slam dunk. I mean, I think there's questions to be asked, and I think we can debate it, and we can say, okay, put me down for this side, and we can see how we do, but we're not the general manager of the team, and we haven't spent our entire life scouting baseball players, and they're supposed to know. And that's your job. You're in the get-it-right business. Know the baseball players. Like I said, if it's a crapshoot, then come on out and tell me it's a crapshoot. Otherwise, I want to know that, like, hey, we're signing the guy because he's a stud. And I would say that my biggest concern with Jack Caglione is that he has not mastered the art of how to pull and lift. Like, it's still a lot of line drives, and it's a lot of center field. Yesterday's homer was more of a pull. And so I do worry that if he doesn't ever really get to where he can turn on the ball and cheapies go out for him because he has immense power. He doesn't have to hit it on the screws if he can turn on the ball. Then that power will die off at an earlier age. But if he can learn to turn on it, then the sky's the limit. And if you can't take what he's doing right now and say we've got the hitting people to just polish that up, you don't need to reconstruct anything. You just need to polish it up. Give him everything he needs. And if you don't have the confidence that your hitting people can keep him going and getting better, then what are you doing? What do you have to do? He's on pace for 28 home runs this year in his first full season in baseball. You know, he was up months after being drafted last year, and we know he struggled. You've played him out of position. By the way, his slug is like 200 points higher when he plays first. He's got 11 home runs in less than half the at-bats at first, 9 in the outfield, which is a small sample size, but it does speak to maybe try him at the position that he's always played. But, yeah, I think there needs to be a definitive decision on Jack Caglione. And they waited 2 years to give Bobby Witt the contract, and they paid more than they would have if they had been. And there's no guarantee that Bobby Witt would have signed after that first year. But they paid a lot more. They paid even less than if they'd waited 3 years, because then he had his number 2 in the MVP voting, and the number would have been even higher. But the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to pay. And I think they've got to get that right. They can't be paying market value for every player that's on their roster, or they're going to be mediocrity personified.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with the overall thesis. I mean, I'll say a couple things that I'd nitpick at a little bit. One, Cag still swings. He still chases a lot. I mean, he's top 20 in the league in chase. He chases 38% chase rate. That's a high number. Like J.J. Weatherholt's at 21%. Like the approach, I think, is probably not knowing him as a player nearly as well as I know Cags, I'm guessing that the approach combined with the other tools you mentioned, like defense and the fact he can affect the game in a lot of ways.
Well, I'm guessing the bat speed on Weatherholt is way slower. I mean, Luis Ariz has one of the slowest bats in baseball because all he tries to do is dump it over the first baseman's head.
Well,
I mean, if you want to
homers.
punish the baseball, I guarantee I'll take Jack as better bat speed and better exit velocity. You want Weatherholt?
No, absolutely.
Okay. So that's the point. You're gonna have, you pay a price for swinging that hard, right? But
but not the chase rate part. Like, I mean, the chase rate can be improved even if you have good bat speed, even if you have good exit velo. Like, you can improve your chase rate. I guess the thing I would say is the advantage that you have in baseball above literally all other sports is time. I mean, you've got 6 years of control, and I don't think if you don't sign him, it means that you don't believe it. It just means that you'd still like to see more first.
I think you have to have him signed by the offseason between 27 and 28.
Yeah, next year.
I don't know how you could look him in the face and be like, no, we believe in you. Well, you signed Bobby after 2 years. I'm 2 years plus. No. We just need to see a little bit more.
I'd be much more on board with that. Yes, is to say, because.
So you think he could regress next year?
I don't think I wouldn't predict it. Can he? Yes. It's not what I predict.
Well, I mean,
I think Caglianone's
I
think Caglianone's a great hitter.
That's the business that J.J. Piccolo is in. He is in the prediction business, and he's in the getting it right part of that equation.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you'd rather pay more. I mean, Dayton Moore used to say this. He'd rather wait a year and pay more to be more sure. You would fall in that category.
I also just don't know where Caglianone's head is at in this. So I guess, this hypothetical needs to include the assumption that he's up for it. I think Caglianone's going to be a great hitter. I think part of the equation for the Royals is making some hard decisions elsewhere to make. I mean, you mentioned the fact, I think he's like the 5th worst rated right fielder this year. He should be. It's not his natural position. He's only played it for a year. It's really like almost it's like 15 months, not even 15 months really, that he's been playing that position. He shouldn't be the best right fielder in the league. But do you make some hard decisions and have him play first base at some point? He'd be more valuable. He'd be more valuable. And so
he would have never, ever, ever ventured out to the outfield if I were running the show.
If you're going to play Cags and right, is he as valuable as that contract I just mentioned?
No, I can tell you, because he's got 11 home runs and less than half the at-bats while playing first, as opposed to the 9 home runs he's got in 2.5 times as many at-bats. I mean, I don't think that sample size is big enough to say it's all about this. I think part of it, he's just gotten more comfortable through the year. He's built up more experience. And I think if he plays in the outfield more, he'll continue to hit more in the outfield. But there's no reason for a 250-pound. Like, the Yankees are dumbasses for running Aaron Judge around the outfield. They're dumb. I don't care the success that he's had. He's also missed a lot of games. And the wear and tear of 250 pounds diving around and running into walls it's an unnecessary risk on a guy who was the last guy that showed this kind of power for the Royals? Curtis?
Bo Jackson?
Yeah. I mean, that's where we go to.
Yeah. Just freak show
power. And power wins. I mean, I think they need a couple of things. They need, one, to determine is he the guy or not. I think he's enough of a guy. I also think that you've really had injuries have played a huge role in it, but they were bad before the injury started, as we pointed out many times. You've had such a disappointing year. I think you could really use a pick-me-up for your fans. And being able to say, hey, the new favorite or second favorite guy, he's going to be here too. And so I think there's an amount of signing him that is the best advertisement you can make to buy a ticket to Royals baseball. You're also going to go into a labor stoppage. And fans could go in going, well, we've got Bobby Witt Jr. and we've got Jack Caglianone. And so I think there's an element to that. You're asking for taxpayer money, and you're going to sit here and hem and haw that you're not sure that you can afford Jack Caglianone, which I know is not necessarily what we're talking about here. We're talking about, is he worth it? Is he worth the price? And that is a big part of it. What would it take to sign him? I said this, if he says what I need is 13 for $780, well, I'm not giving him that. Okay, so there is there's absolutely that part of it. But if he's willing, and you can find the spot, I think there's a lot of intrinsic value that's there that has nothing to do with what he ends up being as a baseball player. I think we've seen enough with the prodigious accomplishments in the minor leagues and now some very good numbers for his experience level at the big leagues to think that this guy's not going to suck.
I agree. I think he's. I mean, you mentioned his batted ball profile, which actually shows that there's a lot more potential even in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he is of 335 qualified hitters this year. He's 246th in the amount of times he hits the ball in the air. He's a guy that hits the ball hard enough that you want him always hitting the ball in the air. And his pull air percentage. And what's funny about that is there's some guys on the list that are just clearly that's all they're doing is just trying to pull the ball in the air. Schwarber, Paredes for Houston, Pete Crow Armstrong. That's one of the reasons he's turned around his season. And then you got like Cal Raleigh, who's obviously really struggling this year. But pull air percentage, those guys are in the 35% range. Cags is at 18.5, which is 147th, so about 50th percentile or so. And I'm not saying, oh my God, this is reason to panic and not make a move like this. I'm saying that's extra reason to believe that there's a lot more home runs.
There's more there. The reason to panic is that he's Eric Hosmer. The Padres paid thinking they're going to get him to lift the ball, and he never did. Now, I think Hosmer's average launch angle was what, -7%?
Seemingly.
I mean,
I don't think he hit
that's what
the
it
ball
felt
quite.
like.
I mean, Cagley, I know I've said this before, but watching Jack Caglione take batting practice is awesome. Like people should get to a ballpark early that go to the Royals game just because he really is like worth showing up early just to watch him. And I don't know that Eric Hosmer ever gave me that same wow feeling when I watched him take batting practice.
I agree. I think Caglione is already much more, and he played in college. We've got him playing against a higher level than what Eric Hosmer was when he came into this organization. But the organization also clearly could not put the hitting coach with him, nor could the Padres, to get him to lift the ball. And the idea that you got to figure that out beforehand. Well, that's not true. I mean, Jose Bautista didn't figure it out until he'd been through 5 organizations, including this one, and he did it. J.D. Martinez figured it out at the big league level. I mean, it is something that can be done. You've just got to be able to work at it.
Well, I mean, look at Kyle Schwarber. His career pull air percentage, he was at 20%, 19%, 17, 21, 17, 22, 21, and then he goes to 30, 26, 31, and 35. Yeah, you can purposely hit that. You're gonna lose some stuff. You're gonna swing and miss more when you're pulling off the ball, but yeah, you can be more purposeful about it.
Yeah, I think it's that's what they've got to try to do for him. I think the organization. I am. There's still a lot of people that I've heard for a lot of years. There are a lot of people in this organization still that I've heard for a lot of years talk to me about this ballpark and double power and hitting the ball to all fields. That foolishness needs to go away with Jack Caglione. He's not going to win a batting title. He can win a home run title.
I will say.
And the home run title is worth a lot more to the wins and losses than the batting title is.
I will say, so earlier this year, he hit that ball against the Cardinals to left field. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then he did it again against them, and both of them were 110 miles an hour. And I'm trying to find the exact stat because I wrote about it. But so he hit 110 mile an hour opposite field, and then he hit 110 even, 110.5, 110 even. And that had only been done 4 times all year where a lefty hit the ball to the opposite field at least 110 mile an hour home run, which means obviously you got to hit hard and get the lift on it. It had been done 4 times all year, and he was 2 of them, and he did it twice in 24 hours. That's the kind of power he's got. I mean, literally he was the only guy on this list twice.
That's why I'm signing him up if I'm the Royals. All the things we've talked about. It's all right there. And if you don't sign him, in my opinion, there's an element of I'm not sure we can finish polishing this guy. You don't have the right people around him. And I think
the thing we don't know is, of what we said earlier, which is the price.
Okay. Thanks, Sam. We don't know the price.
What's the price?
Well, so I mean, you got to know what he's willing to take.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a huge part.
I thought what you're going to say. I don't know.
I don't know what he would like.
Answer.
Would he take the JJ Weatherholt contract?
I don't know. You don't know unless you ask.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, the Royals should be having this conversation that we're having. They certainly are having this conversation that we're having. JJ Weatherholt is going to be a guy who ranks really well in the WAR type categories. Jack Caglione has the potential to hit 50 home runs in a year. He's got the potential to wow an owner in a way that the analytics guys are pushing this player, and the owner's like, well, this guy hit 50 home runs. My fans are going to come out.
Yes.
My fans want to see this guy play.
Yes.
And players are aware of that, and agents are aware of that. So that's why I wonder if both sides. It's an interesting number to look at just because of all the similarities. College players, they're the exact same age. I think they're like 6 months apart based on this Baseball Reference thing, it looks. But college, taking one pick apart. So it's a good reference point to have.
We'll take a break. Will the Chiefs have obstructed view seats at their new stadium? We'll see what Sam's thoughts are on that next. We're talking to Sam McDowell. He's brought to you by our friends at All Weather Decks, Kansas City's best when it comes to building your outdoor living space. Find them online right now at allweatherdecks.net. Great photos of finished projects, all the awards they've won. It's a great resource for you. They can start your project in just 6 or 7 weeks. Great customer service, great craftsmanship. Nobody will build it better than All Weather Decks. Find them online at allweatherdecks.net. Sam, do you think the Chiefs will have some obstructed view seats when they unveil their new stadium at a open practice?
How does that happen?
I don't know.
And by the way, there's like 4 pictures that seem to be floating around, so there's way more. Those 4 pictures weren't just like from one seat. It was very clear that the person to the right, to the left, above, below, like all of them would be dealing with the same crap, right?
One of you has the tweet. Where was the tweet that the Bills sent out where they said less than 1% of the people have complained? Well, 1%, less than 1% of the PSL holders have complained.
That's a really bad retort.
Yeah. Meaning it could be upwards of like 600-700 people would still come in. If you got 70,000 seats, 700 people is 1%. So only 685 people are complaining. Yeah, after paying a PSL of what, 5,000, 1,500, 2,500, 10,000, and they're like, yeah, my seat sucks.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what fool was allowed to send that out.
I mean, the number.
Because when you say less than 1%, I know it's not 0.1.
Yeah,
I know it's at least
We've only had
0.6.
a couple, yeah. It's also, I always thought that the number one thing that people would want is to see the game. To actually be able to see what's happening on the field.
You silly man.
I knew someone that paid for the Super Bowl in New Orleans that dealt with the same thing where they couldn't see the corner of the end zone. I don't know how that happens. And
well, I get it back then because they would like Fenway Park has poles because they didn't know how else to build a roof.
But
hold the roof up. You know what I mean?
But this is, yes, like that is in Wrigley's the same way.
Right.
Like,
and so there's an element of that. Like when you go back, the Superdome was built in
70, came out in 75, I
but
think was when it was open.
They couldn't see because the extension of the end zone seats, which to me is like much more foreseeable.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, then make the seats further away from the field so that you can see.
One of the obstructed views was obstructed by the overhang
yes.
of the
and that's
seats.
what I'm talking about. Like,
what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, I get, okay, there's a railing or something, but then don't put seats there.
I mean, I don't think there's any way you can conclude anything other than they got cheap. Curve this concrete around a little bit more. Don't have seats there. Stop the seats. Have 3 less seats. You shouldn't even have. Just don't put a seat there.
That's actually like a good reminder of like what the situation is with the Chiefs is because we're going to hear that stuff gets cut out, for price, and people need to remember that's their budget. They're getting plenty of public money.
Yes.
And so wherever they go from there is how much they are choosing to spend. If they choose to go with A over B because A is cheaper, that's cheaper for them. Like the other fee is not going to change. So the overages are on them. And so I agree with you that it looked to me, I thought the scoreboard is what looked more cheap than anything else. The others seem like just careless.
You're talking about the Bills scoreboard.
Yeah, the Bills scoreboard. I thought the other stuff and the new Highmark just looked like careless, but the scoreboard, it's like, wow, you went cheap on this. And I'm just saying, if with the way the Bills got a lot of public money too, so anytime I see something that looks like you spent less money, it's like, okay, the owners didn't want to spend more money for this.
Yeah, I think this is a great lesson for the Chiefs. Like, do not screw this up. Do not open this thing up because any bitch anybody has is going to be front and center.
100%.
We talked to Sal Capaccio. Sal said, listen, the overwhelming response is that it's really positive. I'm like, yeah, but if 1% of your fan base or almost 1% of your fan base is like, this place sucks, that's a fail.
And by the way, there should be 0 obstructed seats.
Yes.
Like this is something that 100% of the people.
You said it sarcastically and dryly, but I always thought the number one thing was to be able to see the game.
I mean, and like 100% of the people sitting in that seat would have that complaint. It's not like this is a person who's easy to find a gripe. Like, no, everyone sitting in that seat would have that gripe.
I can't see half the field. That's okay. I'll at least enjoy, certain parts of the first and second quarters.
I'll squint and see if I can see the video board across the way.
That's the other thing is you can't even see the video board anyway.
If the video board was the size of the field and every seat was perfect, I was still irritated by the red and blue seats. Let's just mix them in.
I'm okay with that.
It looks purple, and so
I
I
don't
was
think so.
But see, like that.
We
got real issues here. I can't believe you even brought that up.
That does come from like, oh god, this guy's a complainer.
Yeah, I was like, that looks like crap.
The rest of it, though, I mean, so one of the Bills guys said that the Bills reporters I follow said that the one that you're talking about, Curtis, where the overhang is blocking the seats, is like a box with the Bills like Hall of Famers. That's where they get to sit.
Yeah, I will. Let me add on. We talked with who
put
do we have?
Put the owner's box there. That's what they should do.
Yeah. That would be great.
You think this is a good seat? You guys can take it.
Chase McCabe was on with us on the 2-minute drill from Nashville yesterday, and
because they're opening next year.
They're opening next year, but they had PSLs for the last stadium, and so like tickets that had a PSL for $1,500, the PSL is $10,000 in the new stadium, ballpark it, and they're crediting just the $1,500 you paid, not what the valuation was. So I've heard people coming from around Arrowhead talking about like, well, yeah, you may pay $2,500 for a PSL or $5,000, depending upon how good your seat is, $10,000. But 10 years from now, that could be worth $25,000, and you can sell it. Yeah, but 30 years from now, you're going to want a new building because that's how this works. And then you're just going to credit me whatever I paid. So if I want to ever cash out on my PSL valuation, I got to do it long before you start to announce that you're going to have a new building, because then you're going to stick me just like Tennessee did with like, no, you get your $1,500 credit. And so what Chase said was most people had 4 tickets. They're now going down to 2. And because their PSLs, they're getting credit for, basically it was a $1,500 zero interest loan for the team.
One of the best descriptions of this, I like this. A new football stadium built in a western New York suburb was never going to be a Rolls Royce. It's a souped-up Range Rover, and that's just fine for Buffalo.
Yeah.
The Buffalo's like, it's got character because it's just in the middle of like a freaking neighborhood. I mean, it's a hassle to get to.
Yes.
Took a joyride with Blair Kirkhoff last year, about an hour around the entire stadium before going to where we were. It's not the easiest thing.
No.
So it better be nice when you get there, right?
Sam, great stuff. I'll talk to you on our Red Golden Bowl tonight.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, with at least 50 catches, who holds the Chiefs' single-season record for yards per catch? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
What's that look?
Sorry.
Long sleeves on a 95-degree day. Good
Nothing
plan.
like it, baby.
Tell me how that's working for you.
Nothing like it. They're rolled up right now, aren't they?
No.
Well, they are.
That's not rolled
Well,
up.
One turn just because you're a dwarf and, you turn the
one
your
turns
arms aren't long enough to
up to
stick out the sleeve.
One turns up to my pit.
It's
How
still
far is it
covering your
supposed to
watch.
be? Yeah, well, sort of.
Not you know.
Is that better?
You ever thought about buying a shirt that fits?
Nah.
Okay. Got that going for you.
Nah. Yeah. No way. How you boys doing?
We're good.
Sam was great. He cracks me up.
I hope you have kind things to say about Sam since he uprooted his entire day to fit your schedule.
I've done it for him. So
when did that ever happen?
He has.
Kyle, come on.
You did it for
Heck
either
yeah.
Sam or Blair. I can't
No,
remember.
it was Sam. Then Blair came in for some other reason or something.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sam.
It was Sam. Yeah. But I think I only had to do it once, so he had to do it once. So we're even. I'll try not to do it again. It was a faux pas on the old man's brain's fault.
Okay.
I think that's right, right, Curtis?
A fox paws.
Yeah, it was a. Oh, jeez, that's old. Oh my God, no, wait, I'm supposed to do swim. What? Oh no! So I called Kyle, and Kyle, of course, is the nice guy.
Well, you could have been a little nicer to Sam when he was leaving.
I was very nice to Sam. I said thanks.
Okay.
I said you made me laugh.
It was
His
when you
sense of
said,
humor cracks me up.
Get out of here, scum.
Sam's just great. Yeah, well, you sort of go to the game to see the game, right?
Yeah, the
No,
number
most
one
people
priority
go.
is to watch the game.
No, most people go to see the game. I doubt very much whether that will be a problem in Kansas City. If we have all these architecture firms here, they're all sports architecture.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was one of them that did.
I
think wasn't it Populous that did the Bills?
What? Are you sure?
They're all here, aren't they? I mean,
they better not make a mistake.
But I'm not throwing that on them.
No,
because I think you present things to people and they got to sign off on it. I'm sure that like Buffalo's like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Keep that cost down.
Or
keep that cost down.
Or Buffalo went, can you add a couple seats there behind that rail? Can you put a couple behind that that rail over there? Can you give us some more? We need more. More.
It was designed by Populous.
Okay. But I don't think it was them that went like, here's our plan, a bunch of obstructed seats.
Yeah.
I think you get to it and you start going, okay, here's the cost. Well, how can we bring that down? Well, we can do this and we can do that and we can do this and we can do that. That's what always happens.
Yeah, sure it does. Yeah. Because the ownership group is paying for it, for paying for those little things that they want done.
But I mean, I do agree with Sam. I mean, I think there's a couple things that I would want in the stadium. I would want a massive footprint, which will cost more. But I do not. I'm going to tell you, when I went to, and there's a reason why they're already moving on to their next stadium. Invesco Field opened in
Denver.
02?
Yeah, they're already ditching that thing. Well, we went in there. The third or fourth year was open, or fifth year, whatever it was. We're like, this place sucks. There's nothing. This is like, they basically just built Arrowhead 30 years after Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Like where are all the amenities? They did have like the club level was enclosed, and we weren't on the club level that day. But I'm like, the concourses were jammed. You couldn't get anywhere. You had to wait forever for the bathroom. I'm like, this place blows.
It does
for a new stadium.
It's in such a small area. It always was, even when it was Mile High. I forget what they called the old Erector set. Even
It was called Mile High Stadium.
Right. When it was the original Mile High Stadium, the old Erector set, when any time people start stamping their feet, the players was waving back and forth.
Yeah.
That it's right in that area, right off the freeway, downtown. Nice access. There's no parking there. It's crazy. People were parking up on the one avenue where some of the restaurants are up there, but there was nothing there.
And once you got in, it wasn't.
Oh, no.
This is new?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I know why they're like ditching that thing. They did a bad job on it.
Where are they thinking about putting it? Do you know?
It's going
to be over by Coors, isn't it?
It's going to be more
down in the warehouse area.
South. Hang on.
They got a whole area that they're going to redo. They're going to put all kinds of stuff around it. I'm not sure where the practice facility is going to be, if they're moving it or if it stays where it is or whatnot. But I was thinking that they had a whole bunch of acreage that they were taking, and I thought it was adjacent to where the Rockies area is. They were going to try to build on that area.
The Burnham Yard section.
Exactly.
Yeah, down by the rail yard.
The old Burnham Yards.
Down by the rail yards, yeah.
Which
I don't know where that is.
That's where that's where the Coors Field is. It's not in that area, right?
It's southeast of where Mile High is.
Where is it from Coors?
I think it's just south
quite
of
a
Coors,
ways.
right?
That's quite a ways south. It's quite a ways. It's much closer to Mile High. If you think of Mile High, there's a freeway running north and south, and a freeway running east and west, and Mile High is on the northwest corner.
Right.
This is the southeast corner.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
They have a lot of room out by the airport.
Okay. And where's Coors?
Up here.
Up there? Okay.
As if they don't have enough traffic problems in that city.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do. Put it by the airport.
Put it by the airport, man. Put it out there. There's 1 billion acres out there, man. There's nothing out there but dirt, cactus. No, not cactus, but dirt and scrub brush and nothing. Zero. They'd have great shots of the mountains right there. They could push it right up there. It'd be beautiful. Okay,
that it would,
that's
Frank.
done.
That it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
The Chiefs need to get it right.
Oh, there's no doubt. Especially being here. I mean, you would think, I know all the architectural firms are going to get together and really make sure they do it right because this is their home. This is their home base. They can't screw this one up. This has got to be state of the art, period. Built for 50 years.
You'd like it to be 50 years.
I'll be way dead before I get a new one.
No, I'm glad you specified on the 50. 40, you got a shot?
No, I ain't got a shot for 10. Come on, will you? Give me a break.
Stop. Curtis and I have got heavy wagers on you to survive us.
Oh,
so
me definitely.
And we had to lay a lot of money to do it.
Odds were bad.
You were a huge favorite over us on longevity. Huge favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
that's not true.
I think this bodes well for the Chiefs to not make these mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think it comes to, I do think the PSL, when I heard that from Nashville, that they're only crediting what people spent on the PSL the last time, it defeats the purpose of, don't come sell people on the fact that the value of the PSL goes up. It doesn't go up if you don't plan on ever giving up your tickets.
That's right.
All you're doing is giving them money that they're going to sit on, and then 30 years later, they're going to give you a credit for that amount.
You could do it with the Patrick Mahomes thing if you don't think after Patrick Mahomes he'll be there when the new stadium opens, but for how long we don't know.
That's the thing.
We're hoping that he's going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
and then after 2 or 3 years, when Patrick decides to retire, you could end up selling your PSL.
Well, the timing's almost the worst because when you get into the building, I mean, I'm sure you have to pay the PSL a year or two before, and they're talking about having multiple year financing available and all this kind of stuff. And so the best time to flip it would be while Pat's still playing, but Pat's going to be on the downslope of his career. He's going to go there and play 36 plus. That's how old he's going to be when he goes to that building.
That's amazing to think about that.
And so, if he's Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, he's still going to be playing at a really high level. So you got a handful of years that you maybe could flip that for more money. But after he goes, the likelihood that they're going to go
get another
to
one?
Rodgers or Manning to Luck, is not good.
No, it's
and
not.
so then you're like, okay, I can't sell these.
I'm stuck.
So
I'm going to get $1,500 back.
If you're going into it as an investment, check yourself.
How much of the PSL is going to be? Do you know? I mean, they got any?
I think I would
a couple $100.
Clark said they'll be revisiting that next year, or visit that, or we'll get to that, or we'll start talking about that next year. But my guesstimate would be if you're on the 50-yard line, lower part of the upper deck, 50-yard line, upper part of the lower level, you're $10K a seat.
Okay.
That's my guess. That's my ballpark guess from talking to other people. Your club level, up.
Way up.
Suites, it's going to be ginormous. I would assume, but
no suites should be sweet.
I think I don't know that I don't think anybody gets away for less than somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000.
Oh, I wouldn't imagine. No, I wouldn't even think any would be that low. You're talking way up high.
If you're in the peaks,
third hundred.
If you're up in the upper part
under the chip.
If you're, way up there, I mean, I don't know. How much would you pay?
Like every seat you think will have one?
We'll have a PSL? Yeah. Every seat will have one.
I think every season ticket, you're going to have to pay a PSL.
Okay. And then how much?
I see what you're saying. For season tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
How much would that translate to the non-season ticket seats? How much more would you have to be paying?
I don't think you'll pay any more. I mean, I think they'll sell every one they can for a PSL, and then what doesn't sell is available game by game.
Okay.
And then if the team is red hot, which they've been largely, their hope will be to sell most of the stadium. I think they'll leave the corners, the traditional Arrowhead peaks. I don't think anybody's going to buy season tickets on those, and so I think those will be the ones. And if they're smart, they would advertise that as the the family section, the whatever, like here it is. And I would go super cheap on those and just sell them out every game, have it packed up there and, and be able to say we've got price points that a family of 4 can go for X.
Right.
Just to buy some goodwill.
Sure.
Now, I will tell you this. I personally, if I had a young family, I don't even know. My family's not young. My girls are in their teens. One's about to leave her teens. I wouldn't take my kids to the upper deck.
No, heck no.
Not in any NFL stadium. No chance.
No thanks.
First of all, I don't have the climbing gear apparently it would take to get to the upper deck in Buffalo. 34% grade.
Oh, man. That's steep. You lose your balance up there after a couple of, what's the beer in Buffalo? Anybody know? A couple of
Labatt's.
There we go. A couple of Labatt's.
Beers.
$60, 8 ounces. A couple of those.
Somebody was at Yankee Stadium. They got a double cocktail. So a double drink. Think about whatever that would be. In a bar, that would cost you what, $10, $12?
Yeah.
In a bar? What do you think it was at Yankee Stadium for a double? Was it a gin and tonic or vodka tonic? It was a guy got a double vodka tonic, took a picture of himself holding the drink and said, "Thanks, Yankee Stadium, for the blank
$38.50
double vodka tonic."
50?
$38.50?
Yeah, I say 38.
62.
Well, you didn't want to come back. So you might as well get the double, right?
Yeah.
Get double, go to my seat.
Dollars.
Don't feel any bad for that.
When I was in New York a few weeks ago, and I was just like, you land, you go, I know it's expensive. So I'm just going to buy whatever I'm going to buy, and I'm going to dig out from the debt later.
That's it.
Right? Like, that's just.
I'm going to enjoy myself.
We go on vacation. My wife's like, well, I'm like, we're not worrying about that.
Yes.
We'll dig out from the debt when we come home.
Later. Yes.
We're on vacation. We're going to focus on the vacation. But I mean, like, went to a seafood place for 3 of us. Couple of drinks. I was over $300.
$100 a piece.
I mean, I was like,
do it.
Come on, man. What are we?
Did you eat or were you just drinking?
We ate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You ate too.
But I'm just saying, like, and it was like just like a casual.
Yeah.
It was a nice place, a good place, but it was well over $300.
Sure.
And I'm like, this is New York, man. You guys can have it. I'm good for the weekend.
No, thanks.
I'm good for the weekend.
Me too.
But that's plenty for me.
I have visited, and I had visited when I was going to school at Villanova. We'd just go up there all the time at St. Patrick's weekend, and even then, way back then, beers were $5, and we're college kids, and you're just going, "Why? I ain't got no $5 for a beer. We're gonna be here all weekend with this? No way." You got scrambling through your pocket. You got change. You got change in there, jiggling around in your pocket.
Dude, I mean, I'm not nearly as old as you.
I know that.
And I remember senior year of college, one of the specials at 44s, I think it was like Wednesday night, was Dollar Wells.
Oh, wow.
It was $1 for any cocktail you wanted, as long as well whiskey, vodka, well.
It was just a below grade.
Yeah. Just the common one. But if you're going to put soda in it, what the hell?
Yeah, if you're going to put if you're going to put it on top of Coke. Yeah, give me something cheap. I'm not going to taste it anyway.
So, yeah, I was like, that was $1.
Yeah. We used to, down at the Jersey Shore, they had a place called the Anchorage. 7 beers for $1. They were 6-ounce beers.
Well, that's
42 ounces of beer for $1.
Well, until about
seems like a lot.
Until I'm gonna guess
a lot of beer, yeah, for a little.
It was pre-pandemic, but not long before the pandemic. They used to have Michelob Lights at which I don't even know if they make anymore, at the Casino Royale, which was across the street from the Mirage, where we would stay every year for the Fantasy Football League. $1 bottles. And they were all cold. Somehow they kept them cold. That's all anyone was buying, and they kept them cold. Usually you do that. Like, I remember when I lived there and the Hard Rock was the hot bar, you could not get a cold drink because they barely got on the ice before they were coming out and going to somebody because the place was so packed. But, like, ice cold for $1 until, like, 2018 or 19.
Why didn't you guys stay there? You should have
stayed. Because the place is a hellhole. We were staying across the street at the nice hotel.
The rooms would have been perfect, see?
No, the rooms would have been ass.
You wouldn't spend any time in the room.
No.
Then you just go downstairs. You don't have to go outside. You can be in your underwear.
There's a minimum. I agree. I don't have to have the nicest room, but there is a minimum level of when I come back, I've got to arrive to.
Can't smell.
No.
No.
I don't care about a view or anything like that. Oh, we pay
Yeah, right.
$30 extra a night. You get a view. You get an upper view of the air conditioner. Screw you.
Temperature and smell.
Yeah,
There you go.
like that's got to work. But yeah, so yeah, the drink prices are different, and they will be different at the new stadium.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I don't think they'll be $62.
Might be
for a double. It was a double.
Remember now, it's going to be 2030. That's 5 years from now. I mean, 5 years from now, where are we going to be? You don't know. It could be. Could be $30. How much were beers here at Arrowhead during the World Cup inside the stadium? Weren't they really expensive? I think they weren't they?
Were they close to $20?
Yeah, I think they were.
18, $19. I thought I heard somebody say
for just a can, right?
Well, I thought it was a big draft, but maybe
Big
it
draft.
was. Maybe it was a big, like 22-ounce can or something.
Okay. Yeah.
You got any, Kyle? Do you remember?
I'm texting Todd because he went to one of those games.
Yeah, Todd was the one who I think told us how much it was.
Yeah.
Said a 16-ounce beer cost approximately $18.
Okay.
That sounds
More than $1 an ounce.
Yeah.
Nothing to it. I remember we used to buy six.
I mean, my cheapness has clearly exceeded my fandom because I just don't need to pay that.
We used to buy 6-packs to how close they were as a buck of beer. You know? Oh man, that's $8. That's pretty good.
I'm going
For
to
a
stop.
six-pack
I'm going to
of beer.
stop this because young people don't care. But like in college, we had $5 cases.
Oh man,
Todd said it was like $22.
Oh, Todd said the beer was $22.
$22?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's messed up.
We had $5 cases.
It's even worse.
Of
there'd be a special every week at this
Syracuse,
one store.
Genesee.
Yeah, it'd be Genesee or Meisterbrow.
Yeah, right.
Or
Peel's Wheel Draft.
No, Falstaff.
Falstaff. That's good. Yeah.
No, there was even like what was one of them? I mean, they were all but I mean, so we'd buy a 6-pack of the good stuff and then a case.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
everybody got a couple good ones.
Got
and
the
then
good
after that,
bang.
you
No,
don't
you
care.
can't taste
Natty
them.
Light all the way.
There you go.
Now we're firing for effect.
Yeah.
There we go.
So-
And the young kids love this stuff because they just take their head and go, $5 for a case of beer.
Oh, dude. I mean,
That's great.
that was
I love that.
like I said, $1 flip night. Well, they probably still do that, but you're flipping for, is it $12 or is it nothing now? And like we were flipping for like $3 or $4 drinks. And if you won the flip, it was free. If you lost the coin flip,
You paid all.
yeah.
Pay
So-
everyone. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you get?
So he's got the prices. At the World Cup, craft import beer, 20 ounces, $24.35. American beer, $23.19. The 19 cents is key. It's key to breaking even.
I thought
$23, they lose their ass. $23.19, just breaking
I
even.
thought they were getting rid of the penny.
Hard seltzer, $22.15. Canned cocktails, $18.49.
That's what-
Sparkling soft drinks, $14.65. Water,
86.
$8. $8 for water.
I like that.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
That's like
That's
fancy
just-
hotel minibar prices there.
This is from Blair. I'm going to retweet this. So anybody, if you follow me at Seren Petro, you can see it. So, wow, holy cow!
The word premium is doing a lot of work in that draft. Premium American beer. How premium?
And what is
24
premium?
bucks for 22 ounces.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can I get a natty light for a
Does it
little bit less than that?
Does it refill itself?
Do I have to go back up there?
At the Royals game on Saturday, I got 2 things of Dippin' Dots for my little brother and I for less than 1 beer at the World Cup.
The Dippin' Dots were less than 1 beer.
2 of them.
Yeah, don't listen. And I know it's expensive to go to professional sports anywhere, so I'm not trying to ding the Royals.
No.
But I took just me, my wife, and 1 daughter
Okay.
last year, and a couple of jerseys, drinks, food. I mean, it's $500 plus the tickets. I mean, it was $700-800. We got good tickets. We got the Diamond Club tickets.
Okay.
And secondary market.
You
Thanks
eat and
to tickets
drink.
for less.
You eat and drink in there for free?
No, you got
not
to pay,
there.
but you have service. You have waiter service.
That's right.
And listen, we enjoyed it. We had a great time, and that's where I'm at as a fan. I'll do that a couple of times a year as opposed to have season tickets.
Yeah.
And go out there a million times. And that's what I'll do. That's what I would do for the Chiefs, but I'm not. No chance. I'm
season tickets.
I've a lot of years. I sent a lot of people to those football games. You know what the low point was? When the Chiefs were just god awful. We're getting our ass kicked, and Curtis, who's there on my seat, turns to me and goes, "You know what's ridiculous about this? Is I was just thinking about it, and you paid like $1,000 per seat on this."
I said. This day just cost you $1,200.
Yeah, that's what it was. That wasn't per seat. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about there.
Yeah,
and this day just cost you $1,200. And I'm like, yeah, and it cost you nothing. And what I need is you to turn around and laugh at me for it. That's what I really need right now.
And Curtis, stay there because we ain't leaving early.
True.
Okay.
No, we never did. And Curtis, to his credit, Curtis would be the designated driver.
Oh,
and
that's
so
right.
we could
That's
hang
right.
around, have a couple of pops. We made the most of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. That was the Browns game. That was the Cribs 200 yards
Josh
and
Cribbs
returns
going
and
each way.
who was the running back?
Jerome Harrison.
Jerome Harrison breaks
286.
Jim Brown's franchise single game rushing record. You've got to be crapping me.
Yeah.
James Harrison did this like that. That's one of the more embarrassing days.
It was
in the
even
history
worse.
of Chiefs
It
football.
was Jerome Harrison.
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Even
James
worse.
Harrison is at least a good
Yeah.
defensive player. Yeah. Jerome Harrison.
What?
Who may not have rushed for that many yards the rest of his career.
Even he was like, really?
And then
I did what?
That's all Jim Brown ever did?
That's where Curtis turned around laughing at me going, you paid this much for this.
I think I was laughing.
Well, you saw a record broken. So there you go.
That is true. We did get a story out of
That's
it.
right.
That's one thing. Like,
From
it
one
was
of the-
awful, but at least we got a story we can tell.
One of the greatest running backs of all time. Not that guy.
At all. Are you signing Jack Caglione?
Sure.
For a long-term deal?
Sure.
Sure, not my money, right?
No, I don't care.
You
Somebody
believe that
said- I
he's
heard
going to
somebody-
be a force?
I think he looks the part. Yeah, definitely. I don't like you. I don't like where he's playing, but I'm just saying he looks like he can. He's hitterish. He just looks like he can hit. Okay, I just think he just looks the part. He looks comfortable. Great home run last night. I mean, he took Scooble just goodbye. I don't think did Scooble even turn around. I'm not sure he did. When he heard that come out the bat, okay, fine. I think that's gone. Okay, what's the score? All right.
I think you knew it was something.
It was a line drive too.
It was a
wasn't-
problem.
Yeah. That was a shot. But I think I think they should definitely try because you gotta let the people know you're at least trying. Okay, you're at least trying to put this thing together and keep it together for a while. Because you've got Bobby Witt for a little while. You got him. They can piece together some. They've got some other guys that aren't bad. You know what I mean? Carter Jensen's a good player.
He's on pace for 28 home runs. If he would hit 30 home
We're
runs,
talking
in his,
Cags now.
yeah, if he would hit 30 home runs in his first full season in the big leagues,
ooh, that's pretty good.
I get it if it's like his ask is too much. If he, like I said, if he asks for something that's
8
like,
years, 150 million.
yeah, no, I think that's in line with what he's going to get. I think if he asked for like 13 for 580.
13 million?
No, 13 years.
13
well,
years.
those deals are out there. I mean,
13 years.
Bryce Harper signed a 13-year deal. Vlad Jr. signed a 12-year deal. I mean, they're out there. If he asks for something like that at an astronomical price, then I understand if the Royals like, we can't do that. We're going to take it year by year, and we'll see what happens when we get to the end. Maybe we find common ground. Maybe we don't. But if he's willing to go for a reasonable price, I mean, how he's having a better first full year than Bobby Witt Jr. had, as far as the bat goes.
Yeah.
You know, and Bobby struggled at short too, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, there were real questions about because he started the year at second or was it third? Started the year at third, and then finished at short when finally they came to their senses about Adalberto Mondesi not being the guy. Think about that. I want to be clear. We're in the Bobby Witt Jr. era will always touch the Adalberto Mondesi era.
Playing shortstop.
With Bobby not playing
shortstop. Right, exactly. Mondesi playing short, he's playing second.
I mean, I do, like, if you want to know, like, why they made a regime change, that was going on here. Like, and I don't think it's too much to ask that the people in charge be able to look at Adalberto Mondesi and go, no. And Bobby and go, yes.
Yeah.
Because
you should see it right away.
There was at least one fat ass with a microphone and a couple of thumbs. This guy. Who spent 3 years going, what the blank with this Mondesi crap?
That was not a short-term deal either.
Oh,
that
God.
was.
But the
he
ball
was on
just
there
jumps
forever.
off his bat.
Oh. Remember when there were those who said, I mean, we got Patrick Mahomes and Adalberto Mondesi. We are set.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
I remember it very well.
Do you remember us? Maybe sitting downstairs going, you've got to be
might
kidding.
still be
This did not
bouncing
just get
around
lumped
this
together,
room.
did it?
Yes.
Who is CAG's agent? Do we know?
Adalberto Mondesi.
No, he's Bobby Witt's agent, I thought. I thought he was Bobby Witt.
It's not Boris. I'm 98% sure.
Matt Rodriguez.
Okay.
Of Frontline Athlete Management.
Yeah.
Who else
I don't remember the last Scott Boras client. I mean, I think they've made a concentrated effort, or it's been an amazing coincidence. When was the last Scott Boras client we had here in Kansas City?
Well, I don't know.
Is it Christian Cologne? That was a debacle. Yeah. But I mean, I think there's an element of like, you can sit there and the chase rate, Sam's right about the chase rate. That is concerning.
Yeah.
I do worry a little bit that he's not, more pull and more lift. But I mean, the power is, we're talking about, he is
so obvious.
one of the most powerful hitters that has ever played the game. As far as just raw power. Now, with that power, you have to be able to strike the baseball in the right spot. And that part he has not
Mastered
perfected.
it, yeah.
The way Aaron Judge is locked in over the last few years, the way Barry Bonds did, however he did it. Mark McGwire did it. Sosa did it. Hank Aaron did it. The immense great power hitters of all time. But his just raw power. And then the level of success he's had at this point. If you don't look at, for me, I just look at that and go, if this doesn't end up really big, we screwed up. We either put no one around him, we either put no one in front of him, and we put crappy hitting coaches around him. If we can't at least have this guy be 30 home runs a year every year, then what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at. If in his first year in the big leagues, first full year in the big leagues, 30 home runs. Because remember, this is the ballpark that you shouldn't even try to hit homers. It's so big.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even try to hit homers. Right. And it's not like he's the one that's benefiting from a bunch of these moved-in fence homers, which I haven't even seen many of those, to be honest with you. He's hitting bombs. So, I almost wish, leave the fences out. No one else seems to have benefited from it, and he hits it 50 feet over.
Yeah. And the getting people around him, too. Look how bad the team is. And he's still doing this. You could pitch around him in a heartbeat because who else you got? What, are we worried about the rest of the guys? Why are we pitching to this guy?
By the way, quick sidebar, then we'll take a break and get some frank opinions here. I want to mention that I have beef with Blair Kirchhoff before, he's wandering the halls because he's coming in today at 5 because of scheduling difficulties. It'd be nice when we get out of the summer and you people stop with your little vacations. And,
whoa,
you're killing Kyle.
Whoa,
you're killing Kyle in there with rescheduling everything. Okay,
Frank, guess who's out on Thursday?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I remember a couple times being, hold it, Cal.
You ain't got to schedule anything. Todd schedules that.
Hold it.
Doesn't mean squat for you.
I was sitting in here, Todd's over there, and we're doing frank opinions, right? Yeah, I do several times, yeah. He does it all the time.
Hard-earned vacation days for me. And by the way,
nobody else.
If you want to come up on a 95-degree day and carry crap up dorm stairs and everything,
I've been there.
You come on.
I've been there.
I'll see you there if you think it's going to be some. I'm not sitting on a beach, and my name's not Renee. I'm not sitting on a beach with a cocktail.
Rough deal.
I've been there, buddy.
Every time we turn around, my friend Renee's sending us pictures from whatever exotic location he's at. So.
How are you doing? By the way, I looked up. This is on their official website. His agent, Jack Haglione, his agent's Matt Rodriguez of Frontline, and their page says he has 3 clients. Jack Haglione, Davis Martin and Roman Anthony.
Huh? Good start.
Good start. Yeah. I don't know.
Good start to an agency.
Not bad. But
you can pick them.
What I love about it is you can.
By the way, and Roman Anthony already signed with Boston, right? They've already put him on a long-term deal, haven't they?
I don't think so.
I thought they did.
Maybe they did. This page here doesn't show any average annual pay, but it's an athleteagent.com. What I love about it, there's 3 names, and you can choose whether you want to sort them A to Z or Z to A.
They've got big plans.
Yeah, you can also.
Roman Anthony signed an 8-year, $130 million pre-arbitration contract extension with the Red Sox on August 6th of 2025.
Well,
so it's an agency that will do that.
Yeah, this site may not have. He may have more than 3 then if they don't even have the numbers. That number's on here.
How many years is Bobby signed for?
Bobby is signed for a total of 12, but there's an opt-out after 7. So after 30, he can opt out. So there's no guarantee that he'll play in the new stadium.
I'll bet Cags would. Yeah, let's hook up with Bobby and let's get along the same deal.
That's what
Same
I'm thinking
lines,
too.
yeah. Okay.
All right, so I'll finish my thought real quick before we break on Blair Kirchhoff. I have beef with Blair. Love that he had the scoreboard, took a picture of the pricing on everything that was up there. By the way, chips $6.84. Chicken tenders with fries $28.41.
What is the deal with this?
The loaded fry bucket was $26.79. There's some fries. But that's not my beef. I
love the 79.
My beef is $6.84.
It's like we're gonna see how much we can screw you. Is what that was.
But $6.84.
Maybe if you did the conversion into euros, then it's an even euro. I don't know.
Why are we doing it here?
I don't know.
May I ask?
But my beef with Blair is that his original tweet that he sent out back on June 16th said, checking out prices at Kansas City Stadium for World Cup. I believe it's, never mind. I take it back. I didn't read that. I just saw Kansas City Stadium and it pissed me off that he didn't go ahead and call it Arrowhead. But
Arrowhead, yeah.
He goes on to say, I believe it's cheaper at Arrowhead. So I have no beef with Blair. Well done, Blair. I like that.
That was
well done. All right, we'll take a break, get some Frank opinions with Frank next.
All right, the Lafayette Delicatessen, end of the hour answer with at least 50 catches. Who holds the Chiefs' single-season record for yards per catch?
Yards per catch?
22.4.
So he had a 1,000-yard season.
Yep, 58 catches, 1,297 yards.
Dwayne Bowe?
My favorite player of all time, Otis Taylor.
Pretty much if it's a wideout question,
it's Otis.
Curtis is going to go Otis Taylor.
Born on this date in 1942, passed away back in 2023.
Yeah, great player.
Should
One of
be
the
in the Hall of Fame.
Should be.
Curtis's biggest
snub
drum beat for the Hall of Fame. Pete's biggest drum beat for the Hall of Fame for the Chiefs is Ed Buddy, and mine is Deron Cherry. As far as the
I'd jump on any one of those three with you
most
guys.
deserving.
If Otis Taylor could have played in the West Coast offense.
Oh, my God.
At
He
six,
did.
At 6, yeah, it's true. That's
I mean,
a good
Hank
point.
Stram,
Yeah.
to me, there was a lot
Way
of what
ahead
Hank
of the
Stram
game.
did that Bill
Good
Walsh
point.
borrowed. If you read some of the biographies on Bill Walsh,
Yeah.
I mean, he was the rhythm short passing game was a lot of what it was, but that wasn't that short at 22 yards per catch.
Yeah, not bad.
But Lenny threw for 30 touchdowns in 14 games.
Mm-hmm.
And that stood as the record until 2018. 50 years. When did he set that? He did that
64.
Like 64. From 64 to 18, 30 touchdowns stood as the record for this team. Like, that's one of the most underrated
4 years.
records ever. And like, people don't realize Lenny, it took way too long for Lenny to go into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, way too long. It was just ridiculous the way that,
Yeah.
A lot of guys on
Agreed.
that team.
I mean, he threw 30 touchdowns when Bart Starr was throwing 16
Mm-hmm.
and winning MVPs.
By the way, Otis Taylor was 6'3", 215 in the 60s. I mean, you're talking about an uncoverable guy.
Yeah, I know, because the defensive backs them 5'9",
And he could,
5'10".
and as he showed on the Super Bowl, he could just also, and against the Jets, and
Just
the Blacks,
run right
he
by
could
him.
he could just get open and run
Yeah.
right past people.
Mhm.
He was freak show.
Hang on, this has now pissed me off. I just want to give you something here, just for people like just in passing. If you're a Chiefs fan or you're a football fan, come on, you can't be a fan of the internet these days.
No. Or laptops.
So here we go. Touchdowns. Let's see. Lenny got to the Chiefs 62. And okay, so starting in 62, Lenny versus Bart Starr. You ready? Lenny threw 29 touchdowns. Bart Starr threw 12. 63. Lenny threw 26 touchdowns. Bart Starr threw 15. I mean, I can continue. Here's Bart Starr's TD totals from that range going on. And he's going to the Pro Bowl and all pro. 16, 12, 15, 15, 16, 14, 9, 15, 9, 8, 0. That's how his career went from then on. Here's Lenny from 62. 29, 26, 30, 21, 26, 24. 17, 9, 13, 15, 13.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the idea that he was going against easier defenses was completely blown up by the Jets and the Chiefs.
Yes.
In those two Super Bowls.
Yes.
They were just as good, if not better, athletically.
all right, Frank came in here wanting an ass kicking. Let's give it to him. Time for some Frank opinions. Curtis, where do we begin?
Will the Royals sign Jack Caglione to an extension before next season? Yes or no?
Which means they'd have to get it done basically by December 1.
Yeah, because with the thing. I'll say no.
I'll
Yeah.
say no.
Me too.
Number?
Put me down for 66%. Take a straight 2/3 at you, Frank.
Little 2/3 majority.
I'll say 67.
57.4.
Terrible way to get started already.
It is always better when you win the first one.
It
right?
is. It really is.
Get that goose egg off the scoreboard. How many home runs will Jack Caglione hit this season? Fewer than 30? 30 or more?
He's on pace for 28.
Fewer than
off
30.
his whole season, but he's heated up. I will say, you're saying fewer than 30?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go 30 or more.
52, 48, 30 or more.
Wow. Believers.
You know what's worse than fumbling that first one?
Fumbling the
Choking
second
on
one
the
right
second
before.
one on
All
top
right,
of it.
never
Yeah,
mind. Go.
That's the worst.
Next.
What's more important to you as a Royals fan the rest of the year? Success of the team, success of the core players?
Core players.
Yeah, core players.
Number?
Frank?
70.
Oh, I was thinking 74. I'm gonna go 71.
My followers get it. 92.
You gotta be kidding me.
I can't believe I hesitated to go over
92. Who will be in the Royals starting lineup for their first game in their new stadium? Bob and Jack, Bob only, Jack only, or neither?
Bob and Jack.
I think they're going to say Bob and Jack because most people don't understand that his contract opts out before then. So I'll say Bob and Jack.
You said?
Bob and Jack.
Number?
And so what were my options? Bob and Jack.
Yeah.
Neither.
Both,
so I got 4, right?
Yeah, both, either one, or none.
I'm still going to go 55%.
56.
49.4.
Hate you.
The second highest vote was
I
neither.
bask in your hate.
I know you
I
do.
bathe in it, Frank.
I know you
That's what
do.
I do.
I know.
It's a warm bubble bath.
I'm
It's
going
warm.
back. I'm reverting back to the way I used to always be at this game.
Good old Schadenfreude.
Change
By the way,
this
the
game.
definition that was the malicious enjoyment of other people's misfortune. What a fantastic sentence.
What a great word.
It's like,
Everybody's just, what?
oh, that ought to be on a T-shirt. More insufferable fan base: Bengals, Bills, Broncos, or other.
Bengals.
It's actually Broncos.
Oh, wow.
Number?
Frank?
How many options do we have? 4?
Bengals,
4.
Bills, Broncos, or
I'll
other.
say 60.
Oh, no, 59.
38. 30% said the Bengals.
I'm not even
25%
close.
said the Bills.
You're not locked in, Frank. You're not.
I'm
You're lobbing
throwing
grenades
these
here.
grenades out there. Yes, I am.
It's like this horseshoes and hand
stupidity.
grenades. I mean, come on.
5-0.
You need to be throwing darts. I'm over here playing darts, and you're over
I'll
there
dart
lobbing
ya.
horseshoes or something, man.
Dart you.
I'm going to say 85. It's actually 51.
Shut up,
I'm going to
Curtis.
say 51 to 85.
Shut up, Curtis.
I haven't even had a moment to be like, oh, good number, Frank. You haven't even had a good number.
I know I haven't.
All right, who starts at right tackle in the Chiefs' regular season opener? Jalen Moore, Khalil Benson.
Khalil Benson.
Oh, man. I'll say Jalen Moore.
56-44, Jalen Moore.
Yeah!
Oh, Frank is on the board.
Dang it.
For victory.
I was really kind of hoping for the perfect game there.
Greedy.
Will Patrick Mahomes play in the preseason? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Number?
79%.
80.
68.6.
Oh. Well, even the coach said he ain't going to play.
Said he's not going to play in the first game. We'll see what
He
happens.
said he's probably not going
Not
to play.
sure that he's going to play
anyway.
I don't think he's going to play at all.
I don't
think
think so either.
I'd probably tell you something that may not happen. Should Patrick Mahomes play in the preseason? Yes or no?
Well,
No.
I think he should.
Yeah, but the fans are
But the
going
fans are going to say no.
Number?
My
Right?
turn?
Yep.
I'll say 65.
That I think is a good number. How'd you phrase it, Curtis?
Should he play in the preseason? The first one was will he play in the preseason?
I'll go 66.
77. So if you look at these two questions,
Yeah.
there are more people who think he shouldn't but will. The 68% said he will, or said he won't, but 77% said he shouldn't. So I would have thought it would have been the other way around. I thought that number would have been lower. What will Jack Caglianone's career high be for home runs in a season?
Do you have a range, or we
Fewer than 30? 30 to 34? 35 to 39? 40 or more?
40 or more? Single season career high, right? Yeah.
35 to 39.
66% said 40 or more. Damn. 15% said 35 to 39. 14%
Take the
said
one.
30. Yeah.
What is this?
Challenge me, Frank.
Frank, I'm running out of room on my score sheet.
Shut up, Kyle.
By me, you're saying. Yeah. Plenty of room
boy.
next to Frank.
Hey, okay, I got it. God.
I saw a note this past weekend that Tommy John is been moved into hospice care.
Oh, really?
Bad.
That is too
Yeah. And
By the way,
it annoys me
mad props to our buddy Pat Sanders, Patrick's Bar and
Yes.
Grill, with another successful .1K that went on Sunday and raised a ton of money for hospice.
Awesome.
Near.
He's a
Pat,
good guy.
Going into this year,
That's
Pat had already raised over $500,000
Yeah.
for hospice with the .1K. So congrats to Pat and his fine establishment, Patrick's Bar and No Grill.
And if you've
You'll
ever
get No Grill.
Get the rollers.
If you've ever had the misfortune of having to rely on a hospice nurse, they are angels on the earth.
They are.
Yep, absolutely.
It's
My dad was
amazing what
was
they do.
under hospice care.
Yes.
The question I have, and it annoys me because my feeling is he's probably going to pass away, and at some point they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame posthumously. Should he already be in the Hall of Fame? Yes or no? 288 wins.
What ERA and
No, I'm not sure. What's pretty good. 200, almost 300. 12 wins shy of 300. I say he should.
yeah, I think he should.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
he should.
say
Just for being the guy who came back
Yeah.
from Tommy John
He's
surgery.
12 wins away from the
Named a
automatic
poster
number,
child.
and he underwent a surgery that changed the way the baseball played.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he should be
people
in.
said yes. Number?
I'll go with. He is largely known as a Yankee in this town, though.
Probably so. Yeah.
It's just
I
either
love the way
or.
we hold grudges around here.
We do.
I'm still gonna. They know his name. They know the surgery. I'm gonna put it at 74%.
73.
67.
Yeah,
That was a pretty good number I had there, though.
You did. It was a good number.
The Yankee thing. that cost
Yankees
me.
was good. Yeah.
20 years from now, where will Sal Perez rank on the Royals' career home run list? First, second, third, or lower?
They'll say third.
I'll say second.
That might be right. I had buyer's remorse there.
It's actually first. Number?
They don't think either of them, Jack or Bobby's, going to get there?
Doesn't look like it.
Good Lord. Frank, you're up.
I'm up. I thought I just gave you one.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Say it again real quick.
20 years from now, where will he rank?
Okay. I will say, and they say
It
first.
said first.
Oh, since
What percentage said first? I have three choices.
I'll say 65.
Oh, no, 64.
41.3. 40.7 said second. So it was nip and tuck.
Good news is I've got plenty of time to get to double
This
digits.
is true. I only have
The
two.
rare double-digit score,
Fortunately-
Frank. And we kind of were late getting started. I mean,
I
holy
only have
cow.
2 more questions left. Should
Don't look
Barry,
at me like that.
should Barry Bonds be in the
Side
Hall of
eye.
Fame? Should Barry
Yes.
Bonds be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know where the fans are on the Roy guys. I definitely think so. I'm going to say yes as well.
Number?
To me, give me 62%.
63.
78.4. And finally, have you ever paid more than $20 for a beer at a sporting event?
No.
No.
Number?
Hell no.
Frank, your number?
80.
81.
85.3.
10 to 3. 10 to 3. What's that put us at now?
17 to 10 to 4 in favor of Seren. In the aggregate, Seren 187, Frank 175.
Oh, wow. That opened it up. Are you sure I don't have a higher?
No, you don't have any more than
I'm
that.
gonna go back. Hang on.
No,
let me go back and
none.
look. I think
I've
I might
been
be getting,
keeping
Are you
these myself.
trying to pencil whip me here?
No, as if Kyle would pencil
Yeah.
whip you.
Okay. There it is. Yeah, it looks
What would
like
he
it's
do
right.
that for?
That looks like it's
He
right.
doesn't pick on old people, so that's why he's on me. So that's it. See?
Yep. There you go.
Picks on me. That's it.
We'll find out how stupid I am on current events. That's coming up next. What in the world, Seren, is next? All right, Frank, what do you got for me?
What other country is in the race to put astronauts on the moon with
China.
the U.S.? Very good. A total solar eclipse over Europe will occur when? Total eclipse of
tonight.
the sun. Tomorrow night.
Okay.
Or tomorrow. Why did a museum in Netherlands cover their floor with 800 pounds of creamy peanut butter?
To get a Guinness Book of World Records.
Now, to create a piece of art with no deep educational message. Don't ask. KC
They're
Current.
stoned. It's the Netherlands.
That's it. KC Current hosted a watch party for what? For the premiere of what? Sorry. For the premiere of what?
Spider-Man?
Ted Lasso.
Oh, duh.
Ted.
I'm so stupid.
I'm going to give myself another point for that one.
I'm
Okay,
so
wait 1
dumb.
second. I have 176 now.
All right, how many members of the 400 Home Run Club have played for the Royals? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
That's right. Time for the 4 o'clock hour on a Thursday here in the 5 o'clock hour on a Tuesday. That's what we're doing here. Blair Kirkhoff begins the fourth quarter of the program as we finish strong here on a Tuesday. We're going all the way till 6 o'clock. Our interns have ejected. They pulled the bat chute. They're both out of here. What happened? What happened to putting in a full day? What's wrong with these kids these days?
Well, in Thunderdome's defense, he's got to do. He's got a board op job tonight.
Yeah, he's not actually going anywhere. He's just moving.
Oh, he's moved over there?
Yeah.
Well, see.
He's going to get some food, and then he's coming right back.
Yeah.
He's going to get. I just sent him out with a credit card. He could have got whatever he wanted. This kid's got a, like.
He's just not that savvy.
We had 2 interns, Blair. One of them made a run with my card, came back, got himself no food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm constantly like, if you fly I buy, get yourself something.
Was he?
He didn't get himself something. Okay, then we got another intern who just left, who we thought was going to be a 10-day internship. She just turned it into a 9-day internship because she's like, yeah, seriously, not coming tomorrow. Game the game, got her credit in like 9 days. Said, sitting around here all summer, no chance.
No.
I'm in here for like a week and a half, and I am gonzo.
Smart woman.
So you see, we got one that's going places and one that'll work here for 25 years.
Yes.
Now
he's a man of
you figure that out.
He's a man of virtue in my book.
You figure that out.
Did Thunderdome, is that the one who did not buy
himself food, which I always tell him.
Was it at an establishment in which he might
He
have?
could have. He can go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Between here and the southwest corner of Metcalf and 119th. It gives him
all of the places.
numerous dining choices. Costco's,
There's a
and
couple.
Myriad.
You know, I'd give him my Costco card too. Just like blow out with your cheeks. Try to look fat, kid. See what you can do when you show that card to them. They don't even look at you anymore. You put it under the scanner. Maybe it does show a picture of you on the other side. The guy's looking at it like, oh, okay.
Close enough.
Strict security. You be trying to get in here without paying the $50 fee. You'll get no cardboard box when you leave. Carry your crap.
And your vats of food.
That's right. There you are with your 80 gallons of mayonnaise.
Yeah. Where do you think he got the phrase "shovel it in, Tubby"?
Yeah.
He heard it from someone at that place.
Yeah.
Walking out with his 5-gallon of
5 gallons of
5-gallon container of cowboy caviar.
You're going
whatever
small.
I was going to say a case of
The
5
case.
gallons.
Yeah, a case of 5 gallons of
pickles.
Yeah, definitely pickles. I'd like all your pickles, please.
Yeah. So I mean, he had a multitude of choices all over the beautiful area that we refer to as 119th and Metcalf.
Yes.
There are a couple.
I'm not gonna blow up any places, but we got across the street with the crumbling roof.
Yeah.
The tumbling roofs of said fast food joint across the street
for the second time.
I won't tell you. Well, one side fell down.
Yep.
Why reinforce the other side? What could go wrong? And now the second one fell down
for the exact same reason.
So
Who could have
we
seen
got
that
that.
coming?
I know what you're talking about.
Who could have seen that coming?
What?
They say lightning never strikes the same thing twice.
1 in a million shot.
And then on this side of the street, you've got a few places.
Yeah, we got some places.
Yeah.
Place or
but,
two.
Not
If
interested.
he had gone to me, he goes like, "Hey, dude, you know what I'm going to do? You're always talking about LaFetta. I'm going to head down the street. I'm going to grab me some LaFetta." I'd have been like, on me.
Not too far
rock
from
and roll.
here.
That's what he should have done.
Yep.
Right down Metcalf.
It's my almost every Friday night spot.
So yeah, we got that going for us, Blair.
Good. Yeah, it's good.
Which is nice.
Which is very much like college sports.
Yeah. Speaking of Blair, let's talk about Kalani Sitake.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll start with that one. Should we start with that one?
The fine
Well,
coach.
first of all, let me apologize to you. I owe you an apology. Did you hear us talking about you earlier?
No, I did not.
Well, we were
Oh.
talking about the price of things at the World Cup because, Frank's a cheap ass. And so we got to talking about what the costs were at the World Cup, and you tweeted it out.
Oh, the concession costs.
Yes, the concession
yeah.
costs.
I took a picture and tweeted that out.
And tweeted it out. And I said, I have one beef with I said I have beef with Blair for when he gets in here. It's good. He referred to it as Kansas City Stadium because I did something that drives me crazy when people just read the headlines of stories and then start peppering me with questions, but they didn't actually read the story. Don't get me wrong. The headlines are important. They should tell what the story's about. Writing good headlines is an art form.
Should draw you into the story.
Right? Should draw you into the story. But I get it going. I'm like, I can't believe this. So when Blair writes, checking out prices at Kansas City Stadium for World Cup, I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Because I was mad that you called it Kansas City Stadium and not Arrowhead. But then it's in the next line, which I didn't read the second line. Checking out prices at Kansas City Stadium for World Cup. I believe it's cheaper at Arrowhead, which I'm like, oh, that's well done. So I owe you an apology.
Well, accepted.
Yeah.
But they were crazy price. Not just high, but the other side of the decimal. I didn't get that. What was the 34?
Did anybody? That's what I said.
1393,
24.35 for premium for draft premium American beer. First of all, could we put them in the right order?
Yes.
Beer American premium draft. Like, what do we do? Do we just throw the words up there in any order and you got to figure it out? Draft premium American beer. Well, no, I don't want to have a draft here. I don't want to select one. I just want to buy a draft beer. You know, that's what I don't. That's that part I don't get either. Beverages, commemorative cup, 32 ounces, $14.65, and that's not for beer, by the way.
No, that would be for your.
That's for your soda.
Soda, your pop.
But yeah, it's the $13.93, the $24.35, the 20 chicken tender with fries. I'm sure it was a massive basket of chicken tenders.
Oh,
$28.41.
I think it was 3.
At least 3.
The loaded fry bucket, $26.79. Now, did it come in an honest to God, a bucket at least the size of a gallon of paint?
Well,
or was it a bucket more like a
small
cup
Coke,
of fries?
A small Coke at a
yeah, small Coke at the theater
at a 1970s restaurant.
How big a bucket are we talking here?
I don't think it was Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket size. But I think it was like more than a potato's worth of fries in a serving.
What were they loaded with?
I think they were cheese and
just a little bit of cheese.
Maybe that's what it was. I remember asking one of the concessionaire
for $27. It should have been loaded with diamonds.
Yes,
right. I was
asking Jocelyn's bucket of fries, sprinkled with diamonds.
The Jewel and Grace bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
I asked one of the concessionaires why the odd number of prices, not the high prices, because we all know why prices are high at these things.
Because it was designed in euros.
Well, it was FIFA. He didn't know, and he said it wasn't like when you added the tax
that it evened out.
It
round number.
It didn't. It was like it added it up to like other odd numbers, and so everything was credit card, so it doesn't matter any. It doesn't matter. You're not.
It literally
counting
was
change
like,
at these.
I think we can get these people for 13. No, I think we can go higher.
Yeah, let's.
Like they literally
more pennies on. I'm sure there
pennied it up all the way there.
They did, but each of the games, assuming that concession stand stayed open for all the games, there were 6 games. They were all sold out, or not sold technically, not sold out, but pretty much 65 to 70,000 people at each game. So FIFA made a lot of money on the appetites of football fans.
They just made a lot of money, period.
Period.
Right? Yeah, FIFA made a lot of money.
On fill in the blank. Everything that happened.
Yes.
And
oxygen.
FIFA made a ton of cash. Stop.
Which is kind of why they
And
did
now
this.
the FIFA president wanted to turn future World Cups into investments, basically, and said, let's you can own a piece of the World Cup for.
Are you serious?
Well, this came out after, a few weeks after the World Cup, and it was squashed almost over the weekend. I remember it was announced late in the week, and by Monday it was not a thing anymore. But he wanted to basically wanted to sell something, as I think the London Times put it, sell something that didn't belong to him.
Well, that's well, never mind. There's a lot of that going around. I want to play this for you. Where is my? Do we have throws on Sataki on here somewhere?
We don't.
Do we have the cuts?
We have. Yeah, there's a sheet. Look at our little text thread. Sorry, but we're gonna. It's like we didn't.
That's it.
Yeah, we didn't think. Let's just probably put that on there. Just figure that's 1 through 4, top to bottom.
We did think it. We just did. It didn't happen.
No.
All right. I want to. Have you heard Kalani Sataki sitting in an interview, basically going like, "BYU's got to spend some money."
I did not hear that. I wonder, this must be from their media day, because all the teams are having theirs around now.
They were. It was on some.
So I'm going to call them
stations.
They were on the network,
talking to one of their two.
One of the BYU.
Well, the guy
stations.
talking to him was wearing all kinds of BYU gear. I'm going to call them 1 through 4. Kyle, give me. Let's just take them in order. I don't know how long these are. The last one's the long one, right?
Yeah.
So let's just take them in order. That's just Sataki, and he's basically saying like, look, what do we want to be here?
Okay. I'm curious to hear this.
We got this. He says he said, and I'm not just talking. Go ahead. What?
Well, I was going to say, before you play this, we kind of work under the assumption that BYU
is swimming in cash.
Yes, is
because of the basketball money.
Yes, because of basketball and just it's the nature of its university.
Mm-hmm.
It's
funded by the Mormon Church. Or in some way, shape, or form. I'd like to dig in and really get a better understanding on how that all works. But it is a church school,
right? And not a state-run school,
and it might get state aid too. I don't know.
Maybe, but anyway, they seem to have an advantage others don't have.
I will tell you that everybody in the Mountain West thought that they were just swimming in cash and that they were extraordinarily demanding and good riddance.
I think it's one of those schools that we don't see their athletic budget because of they're not public.
And I always said to those people, I'm like, or do they just kick your ass all the time and so you guys bitch a lot?
That's right.
What is it? He said, let's start with this. This is Sataki, head coach of BYU, talking about when he was talking about what they need to do, it's not just NIL.
That means more NIL, rev share, stuff like that. That's one thing. But we're not going to be, I said it before, we're not going to be the highest bidder. But I'd like to have access to stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's a reminder to the administration that you can count on us to do things right and be responsible with the finances to get the right program in place.
Okay. So a little bit something there. All right. Now let's, he talks about doing the most with the least.
We've been given the challenge of doing the most with the least, right? And so you lean heavily on culture to help you win. But I think there's a way that you can actually increase your chances on both. I think there's a way that you can get in deep culture and be really strong as a football team. And there's an opportunity that you can get to players that you normally wouldn't have access to.
Okay. All right. There's that part. And then here he is. He goes on about some of the things they want.
I still want more resources for these guys because, and for me, the frustrating part is like, yeah, we've been able to do so much, and everyone's like, okay, they keep doing it, but we can do way more at a faster rate.
Yeah.
And when I sit in this situation and I actually see that, I'm not going to be the one that's making high demands. This is very simple demands of people that our opponents have in the conference, and not even Texas Tech, the others.
Okay. Right. So not even Texas Tech. He's like, that's not. I'm
glad he singled that out because I was thinking that's exactly what he was thinking.
Right. He's like, no, he's talking about others. Right. Okay. And then here's the big one. He goes into like, Penn State was talking to him.
Right.
At one point. And so he kind of basically talks about what he learned there.
When I look back at it, my agent tells me, hey, this is the stuff that everybody else has. It's like, we've been dealing with this, and this goes to like Lavelle, Croton, Bromwell for sure.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, it just gives me a whole different appreciation for them. And I don't think the fans, I'm not trying to like get sympathy from everyone. I'm just trying to tell you guys how real it is. And the fact that we're this close to making the playoffs, it's like, come on, let's not make the same mistakes that we've made in the past overall. And then let's keep investing in BYU football. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be in the form of just one thing, which is where everything's paying players. It's just a lot of different factors that go into it. Just please, yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and I know it's real because the Penn State, the other schools that were talking to me, they kind of revealed it for me, and I'm not even asking for that stuff.
Yeah,
it's very simple stuff that's very attainable, and I'm trying to be selective here, but I see it hopefully gets there where we want.
All right, so first of all, we had Kalani Sitake on from the Big 12 last year. I don't know if Todd talked to him this year or not, but we had him on. He sat down with us. First of all, we had an enjoyable little chat in the elevator because we both arrived at our hotel sometime after midnight because I think the DFW airport sucked as bad for him as it did Todd and I. And so we arrived at the hotel and we rode up in the elevator with him. We're kind of chatting with him for a second. Very nice guy, enjoyable, unassuming guy. I mean, could be a pain in the like Mike Gundy's coming off no wins and walked around there like he owned, the entire state of Texas. And Sitake's coming off three really good years and walked around like the nicest guy, you could run into. But I think what's really revealing there is especially when he's like, Penn State was talking to me. And so what you're hearing is a guy who, like, Penn State went, we'll give you this much for the payroll. We will give you this other support thing. We give you this many people to help, we'll give you this much for a general manager. We'll give you this many, whatever it was that was being laid out. And he said, by Penn State and the other schools that were talking to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So there were multiple schools that were coming after, or were at least discussing the idea of hiring him. I don't want to say that they were coming after him. I don't want to, it's not to say that, Matt Campbell was, sloppy seconds. I don't know what it was. But we know that Penn State, it appeared that Penn State was on Sitake before they were on Campbell.
I think that's right.
And that Sitake said, I'm staying at BYU, and then they pivoted to Campbell. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't even care. Either way, Campbell's there, Sitake's at BYU. There's a report from Wilson F. Ball, who it says his Twitter handle says award-winning college football analyst, Oklahoma State alum, Indiana Hoosier enjoyer, and he's got, I don't know who he is, but he's followed by our friend Ari Temkin. So I'm assuming if Ari Temkin, who works for and Mike Jarecki, who works down at Arizona Sports 98.7, the big station in Phoenix. Jarecki's really good football guy down there, and Ari Temkin works for the Big 12 network. So followed by people that I respect very much. He says, breaking. A source tells me Kalani Sitake's comments, revisited yesterday, stem from issues with BYU AD Brian Santiago, including football donations allegedly being redirected to basketball. They also say Santiago reneged on the verbal agreement that kept Sitake from leaving.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So, was it like, hey, here's what I'm hearing from Penn State. Are you going to do that? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take care of you. Let's get the money done, and we'll do the football thing. But they didn't necessarily put it into the contract, and so now he's not doing it. And then there's money that I guarantee you Sitake knows. A booster said, I'll give you this, and it came in, and it never got down to Sitake or the football program or where he thought it was. He's like, where's this going? He knows the money guys.
Yeah.
You can't screw the coaches. You can't bring the coaches around to eat dinner and have drinks and schmooze with all the money guys to get it and not think that the coach is going to build a relationship. If you don't think your head coach, his phone number is in the phone of your biggest boosters and their phone number is in his phone, then you're an idiot. And so somewhere, if this report is true, I don't know if it is, but like I said, people I respect follow this guy. Then, you can't, basketball is fun at BYU, but football is what gets it done.
Yeah. Everywhere.
How are you jacking around with Kalani Sitake?
Yeah, if that's the case, if that is really what's happened, that's a wow. I mean, that really is an eye-opening situation, and
he's an alum.
He's an alum.
He's done nothing but win.
He's an established winning football coach, and if Penn State-ish comes around after this season, I don't think twice about considering leaving BYU if this is true. If all the I don't know if we'll ever get the reporting to, in a responsible media outlet that tells us exactly this, because that's pretty major. If they're redirecting funds from football to men's basketball and denying the the personnel or the payment to players, that's keeping BYU on a level that he thinks is below others, that's stunning to me. But what it does do, now let's just set that aside for a second. I love the fact that he was willing to share in an interview that BYU is not on Penn State's financial level when it comes to, front office, if that's what he's talking about.
Or whatever it is,
Yes.
whatever was being thrown at him, like, you'll have this here, they don't have it at BYU.
Yes. And that supports something I was reading today. ESPN did a nice story on they took the Power Four conferences and broke down what it costs to fund each position. So the quarterback at the Power Four schools makes, I think, that between a starting quarterback at a Power Four school is between $1 million and $3 million. A running back, and then it's a little less by as you go down. Wide receivers still up there. Running backs are still expensive. Rush ends, as you might expect, right?
Yeah.
Just like reflecting the NFL. But they also established in the story that the Big Ten and the SEC, there's a significant gap between those two conferences and the Big 12 and the ACC. Something we've suspected, but this was a story that sourced general managers at colleges. So the people who know are in the know about this, and agents as well. And it was pretty revealing. And the fact that they said, the story said that the Big 12 was, not on a percentage basis, but below the Big Two. Well, that's kind of supports what we've been saying the last few years, that the gap is getting wider between the top two conferences and the next two. And look, there's still a gap after those two, ACC and Big 12 and the rest. But how is a Big 12 or an ACC team supposed to compete financially against the top level, the Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama schools, and think about winning a national championship? I mean, it's not fair. It's financially not fair, and competitively puts the Big 12 and the ACC, competitive the best teams in those leagues at a competitive disadvantage. So Kalani Sitake gives.
But are they at a competitive disadvantage because the television contracts are so vastly different that the money, because the television contracts were $10 or $12 million apart.
They are. Yeah, and they always have been. There's always been a difference,
right?
In the
So I mean, it definitely helps to be at the SEC and the Big Ten. But what's happening at those schools is, I'll give you another story that I was going to dovetail to, and maybe I'll tell you this, and then we'll take a break. But Pete Thamel tweeted out today that sources, Northwestern Football has received a commitment for a $35 million gift from the family of Liz and Dick Uihlein, U-I-H. L-E-I-N. I don't know who they are, which is set to come the next 3 years. The donation is intended for holistic football success, including recruiting support and broader program needs. So there's $35 million over 3 years. Let's call it $12 million a year. Is somebody writing that check? It's that when we're talking about, a $50 million roster and a coaching budget of $20 million, and they're going beyond their TV. This is not, the difference is not what the SEC TV deal is getting. This is the amount of money, and this is what Will Harris called last week, their want to. Mm-hmm. It's important to them. That's where they're putting their money.
Yeah. No, that's the old Roy Williams want to. That is absolutely what's going on. How important is it to you and your fan base for you to continue to be successful? Around here, Kansas basketball is that example.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any direct knowledge of what all they're putting on, to what kind of construction's going on at BYU. If they got it, but I do know, like, I was at a wedding Brian and Jessica Haney. Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Beautiful wedding. Great. And it was the first wedding ever at, what do they call the new stadium? What's the
Booth?
Kansas Memorial Booth Stadium or Booth Memorial Stadium?
I think Booth is in the title, right?
Yeah, Booth is definitely in it. I can't remember if it's Booth Memorial or whatever it is. Anyway, beautiful. It was a great setup. Wedding was great. By the way, I'll love again. Best wedding food ever had. It was really good food.
David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium.
Okay, David Booth, Kansas Memorial. The man's giving up money. I'll try to get it in there.
And this was the first
wedding
How about
there,
that?
and first made field goal in a wedding. Brian Haney kicked a field goal.
That's pretty
in
cool.
the middle of the wedding.
Well done, Brian.
That was pretty cool. And so Gurley's play-by-play, David Lawrence, pretty good. Gurley, but great event, and they got a nice big, like, kind of ballroomish. I don't know what I don't know. On game day, it could be whatever it is, and then out in the concourse, use the bars or the concession stands out there as like the bars. It was really neat. They've done a nice job, and I can see where they're going to generate revenue on that. I also see how much it cost. And I think for like a Kansas, when they get everything built, can their big money guys pivot and stop paying for that and start paying for a roster? And will that make it easier? I continue to say I think that there's got to be donor fatigue at Kansas with the massive construction project that has gone on. And they just renovated Allen Fieldhouse. They didn't do $200 million.
Right.
They did tens of millions to create luxury areas and different things like that. And then they just reportedly gave $7 million to the number one recruit in basketball. I mean, that the money it never seems to stop.
The demand for money
never seems to stop. But the question is the want to enough to keep feeding that at the level that they will? But I will tell you, when I hear Northwestern doing this, I still say, if Northwestern and Vanderbilt circle the wagons and get their money people, and they say, let's go. This is what we want to do. We want to be good at football. Like, by the way, they have a cool campus.
It is.
And it's right on the lake.
It's
and the
beautiful.
stadium is right on the lake.
When they were playing in that temporary stadium the last couple of years while Ryan Field is being rebuilt, you could almost kick a ball into Lake Michigan.
And I think the real stadium's that close too, isn't it? I think it's on the other side of that one. But whatever, like, if they throw all that money in, like, be careful what you want, SEC schools.
Yeah.
Because, like, you want to set the bar at a rate like Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, Northwesterns, Michigan, Ohio State. Like, those are the boys that can really keep it going.
Yeah.
Probably next in line to be Florida.
Yep.
That is they've got a massive business school and they've got a medical school. I mean, a friend of mine said this to me. He's like, if you don't have law schools and medical schools, how are you going to fund it? Everybody has their handful of billionaires, but also you need the millionaires or 100,000aires and lots of them
that love their university.
So look for medical centers, look for law schools. That's Vanderbilt.
Well, so was it last year that Kansas received a $300 million donation?
I think it was a couple $100 million from Booth over 10 years.
$20 million a year. Is that what it was? Was it specifically for the stadium or?
It was for athletics.
Athletics. I remember thinking at the time.
August of last year.
Yeah, so a year ago.
300 mil.
Yeah, it was.
And what was it earmarked for?
300 million. You are correct. 300 million. It was, the way it was described was longtime investing pioneer in KU. Gateway District's Phase 2 and Ignites Next Year of Excellence. The extraordinary gift amounting to approximately $300 million is the largest in Kansas athletics and is among the largest single gifts in the history of college athletics. And I remember we talked with Travis Goff. We were up there. David's unprecedented generosity is transformative now and in the future. It accelerates Phase 2 of the Gateway District and the new booth and inspires others to step up and join the complete vision. And my understanding is it basically is a fund to be there to be used however the athletic department needs it.
Okay, but it sounds like from that description, a lot of it's going into the stadium and the district there.
Yeah, it was 1 year ago Thursday.
Wow,
it was exactly a year.
Okay, well, at least in that case, at that time, someone stepped up, at KU.
Well, here's what I would ask: do you want to compete at that level?
I
mean, first of all, I don't think, like, I will say this. Everybody always thinks where we are is like we're done with evolution.
Oh, my God.
This is it. We've arrived, yes. And I remember the last 3 years, we've gone from Ohio State, and every year Ohio State seems to have the biggest payroll. 16 million, 30 million, 48 million.
Right.
So we are jumping at 16 million per. So that means next year 64, 65, or do we go to 80 if it's by percentages? 80 million is the next year 110? Is the next year 150 million? I mean, I think it will curve at some point.
I guess I don't know.
But so like when everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, maybe you don't want to be. Like, I don't know that, like, if the SEC goes, we want 4 more schools, that you necessarily want to put your arm in the air.
Well, that's why the college sports is asking, Washington D.C. to come in and save it from itself.
Yeah, well, I got one for that too. They've got that all figured out. We'll talk about that next with Blair Kirkhoff. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. 25 years, Kansas City's best when it comes to framing your sports memorabilia is Art and Frame Warehouse. Michael and his staff are absolutely the best. They framed all of my sports memorabilia, whether it's jerseys, autographed jerseys, framed photos, maybe it's newspapers, maybe it's autographed boxing gloves, bats, balls. They're the best. Protect your collection. Take it to the very best. Take it to Art and Frame. They'll deliver. They'll install. It comes with a 100% guarantee. They've only had to honor that once in their whole history. 25 years, locally owned and operated. You get gallery quality while paying warehouse prices at Art and Frame Warehouse. They're 92nd and Metcalf, online at framekc.com. This
All right.
guy.
Well, I was waiting to hear if there was part of the song I needed to avoid.
No.
The LaFetta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. How many members of the 400 home run club have played for the Royals?
Well, Harmon Killebrew.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've used this before, haven't you?
Not like this one. Killebrew's I've used him that connection before, but not quite this way.
Did Cepeda get 400?
I don't think so.
I think he was in the 300s.
Yeah.
Well, Carlos, right?
Carlos Beltran.
Carlos Beltran. Good call. Yeah, I don't know why I was stammering around on that. Who else maybe came through there? That might be it.
Yeah, I'm standing at 2.
There's one more.
Oh. Okay.
Arrived. They were briefly teammates. He and Carlos Beltran. For part of
Here?
the 04 season. Yes, for part of the 04 season.
A 400 home run guy that was on the 04 Royals? What the hell am I missing?
Right-hand batter. Outfielder.
Jose Guillen?
Mm-mm.
What am I?
Was he ever a Montreal Expo?
I don't think so.
Who were you thinking, Blair? Who was the Expo that you were thinking?
Didn't Cromartie play here?
He did. Yeah,
but he wasn't a.
That was way before that, though.
This guy played for, in addition to the Royals, he played for Detroit for 1 year, Cleveland for 2 years, and an AL West team for 13 years.
Not Matt Stairs.
Right-hand batter.
Oh, righty. Yeah, of course.
What AL West team? You're obviously not telling us.
Two-time MVP.
What am I missing?
Oh, Wangan.
Juan Gonzalez.
Oh, Juan Gonzalez. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Who came to the Royals in 04 and hit all of 5 home runs.
Yeah. That did not work.
It was Wangan and Benito Santiago.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, they're gonna build off that 03 season.
I was summoned to the clubhouse for a chat with Benito and Wangan.
Were you?
Yeah. Benito was helping with the translation.
Yeah.
His English was good and Wangan's was not. And so he was really just there for the translation part. But Wangan was not a favorite of the fans.
No.
And I wasn't summoned like I was in trouble, but I was summoned because I talked to them in spring training and the season was going and everybody was so down on Juan Gonzalez.
Yeah.
That they wanted to talk to somebody like, why is everybody hating me so much? I was like,
amazingly, about 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a game and there was a Juan Gonzalez jersey, like Jersey. They must have had a giveaway in 04. It was really faded.
Well, the first series of the year was in Boston. And the Pokey Reese inside the park home run as the ball was kicking around in the corner in right field of Fenway, and Wangan was kind of half-heartedly chasing it around down there, and it's like he was mud after that.
Royals have had a
the
couple.
town was like, nope.
Royals have had a couple of those. Kevin McReynolds was that way. I remember somebody.
Kevin
when he came
McReynolds
over,
at least hit a little.
That's
Wangan
true. That's
had
true. He
nothing.
didn't do anything. Someone once said of McReynolds, if you want to watch baseball in slow motion. Don't miss Kevin McReynolds chasing a double into the left field corner. Which I thought was just fantastic. But he could hit, though.
Yes, he could.
That 04 team was
awful.
Decrepit, right? I mean, that was like one of the.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was big promise and no delivery.
Like this season, you know?
They
promise isn't as big.
They had lost 100 games in 02, bounced back with the ridiculous, stupid
83 wins in 03.
And then they went, okay, let's see, 58 and 104.
Yeah.
That was the worst ever until the next year when they went 56 and 106.
That's when Nate Bukaty was traveling with them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The
don't say it.
Turns out spending $20,000 collectively in Latin America over 7 years
might
will leave a void of talent
have an impact
within your organization. Also, only paying slot money for your first 5 draft picks.
Yeah.
And then offering $1,000, take it or leave it, to 45. They had 50 picks in 45 college seniors.
Ugh.
And 2 of those college seniors that year made it to the bigs. Allard Baird's Ryan Braun, the reliever, made it. And do you remember who the other one was? The other guy finished top 3 in Rookie of the Year.
What year?
Oh, it would have been.
Not that I know my top 3s. And
well, he was in the Chris Lubanski draft So I'm thinking 02?
I don't. You'll have to give it to me. I'm not going to get this.
You're not going to get it? Mike Aviles.
Mike Aviles
was one of the $1,000 take it or leave it college seniors that they
useful
drafted.
player. Very useful player.
Yeah. Well, he finished top 3 in Rookie of the Year. I think he finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year. Never realized that ability after that. But yeah, good times. Good times. I said we would talk about the government side of things. How about this? Speaking of they want the government involved. This is what your government's doing. U.S. Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri introduced a Senate resolution. This is what your taxpayers are going. Got any problems in this country? They're all solved. You might think there are problems. You're wrong. Because this is what they have time for, okay? Introduced a Senate resolution that recognizes Mizzou's 1960 football team, quote, for its undefeated regular season, Orange Bowl victory, and claim to the 1960 national championship. No one in the Senate chamber objected to Schmidt's resolution, so it passed. Senate resolutions are, by the chamber's definition, considered reflective of the legislative body's, quote, sentiments, and do not have the force of law. So this is a sentiment. MU does not claim to have won the national title in 60, though some external entities, including now the U.S. Senate, have made that claim on the school's behalf.
Bravo, Mizzou.
This is what we've got time for now.
I was they,
by the way, lost to KU on the field.
Yeah.
But KU was found to have had illegal players.
Yep.
Which meant they had to forfeit one. Okay, illegal player. So they had to forfeit all their games, or was it just certain games, or whatever?
Well, that's a good point, because I don't think Kansas, because this guy would have played. He was a running back, Burt Cohn, and I'm sure he played all the games that year. But the only one that anybody cares about was this one.
Yeah. So they beat Mizzou like 23-7.
Top ranked Mizzou, number
one ranked Mizzou.
The first time they had been number
Penn
one
State
ever
in the non-con, and so that knocked them from 1 to 5.
That's right.
And then they finished 4th, I think.
Maybe 4 or 5. They because they were the final poll came out after the regular season games. Didn't come out after the bowl games. The bowls. Because Minnesota is the recognized national champion.
And then they
for
went
that
and
year.
lost their bowl game.
Yes, and they already had 2 losses going into the bowl game. They were 8-2. Finished 8-3, and they're the national champs for that year. And Missouri finished 10-1 on the field, 11-0 with a forfeit, and they were number 5.
I can't.
The timing doesn't seem, seemed like there would have been a better time for this. Not when
never.
College.
Well, I mean, how? We're going to go back and change. You've got time to screw around about 66 years ago's college football season.
Did he?
And nobody
is he up for re-election? And
I'm sure
didn't
it
win
is.
a lot of whatever county that is.
I'm sure that's what it is. But I mean, let me put it this way: are we so dumb as a population in this country that works? Is that what it takes? Stupidness like that.
Well, we can ask the.
Now I will give you a retort, and I think this is valid to a degree. I had a Mizzou fan tell me, if they're going to count Helms trophies over there in Lawrence, we're counting this in Columbia.
The 1922 and 1923 banners that hang at Allen Fieldhouse don't distinguish Helms. Doesn't say Helms retroactive. Just on national champs.
And as someone, I know this guy have gone to Mizzou. I'm not going to claim that I have any more even equal Missouri fandom status. The Helms Foundation is why I don't want that to happen, because I could at least go. At least we don't hang, mythical trophy or banners in our building.
I would advise against putting something up.
You lose the high ground.
You lose the grounds of integrity. Of we stick with what was actually won on the field, And that's
it.
it.
It's not going to get you an actual. No one's going to think you actually won the national title, so you don't gain anything, and you lose the ability to go look at these morons over here. If that's what you would do, which I don't.
So the Helms Foundation was, as you know, because you've talked about it before, the guy was a baker.
Yes, yeah, he owned a bakery
in L.A. And in 1943, because America wasn't doing anything in 1943, right?
we had some downtime, just kind of chilling.
Yeah, just the world was on fire.
Right.
He decides to.
No, that's now. The world was at war then.
Right.
It's literally on fire now.
So this guy decides to look at college basketball history and announce a national champion for each year, and he picks Kansas for 22 and 23. So I looked at the Kansas City Star newspaper the day after this happened. The guy sent his findings to all the newspapers. So when the Star got the finding, they didn't lead with the 22 and 23 national championships. Apparently what he did is he retroactively also picked All-America teams. And Kansas had a player picked for one of their old heroes. And that was what the big story was. This guy was the All-America or Player of the Year for 20.
Because even at 43, they're like, well, the national championship thing's a joke, but this is cute.
Right. We're not going to acknowledge this. But there it is, hanging from the rafters at Allen Fieldhouse.
Not good.
Two of them.
Not good. All right, we'll take a break. One more with Blair Kirchhoff. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. Kansas City's best when it comes to displaying your sports collectibles is Art and Frame. I mentioned 810. You can save some money on some sports memorabilia and some other stuff there at Art and Frame Warehouse. So go on down, custom shadow boxes and such. It is gallery quality at warehouse prices. The only place I go for my sports memorabilia to be framed. Going to be going down there. Got another jersey. I'll be headed down there. Just picked up a couple of things for our dining room. They do all kinds of framing as well. My wife got a couple of pieces of art framed that we're going to be putting up in the dining room. We only go to Art and Frame Warehouse. They're Kansas City's best. Find them online at framekc.com. We're talking to Blair Kirchhoff here on the program. Blair always brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. The best when it comes to displaying your sports memorabilia. They protect it as well, never poking holes in those jerseys or whatever your piece of sports memorabilia is. They display it beautifully, perfectly flat, smooth, highlighting all the things that make it unique, but never damaging the item. Protect your collection. Take it to Art and Frame Warehouse. Find them online at framekc.com. They're at 92nd and Metcalf, 25 plus years, locally owned and operated. Tell Michael and the staff you heard about it right here on A10. You can get some extra discounts in the store there as well. We're talking to Blair Kirchhoff right here in the program. Blair, the Gary Parrish new top 25 and 1. They added all the new fifth-year players that are in. By the way, we don't know on Melvin Council yet, right? Like, is he still – because he was a JC guy.
Yeah.
That's why he's not just automatically in with this new ruling.
It's still appealing.
Okay.
Is what my understanding is. Yeah.
Are we really going to find 3 kids to not make eligible? I mean, save yourself a bunch of time and just be like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming through the COVID era. You're getting all the kids that, played through that and all that. Just – there's going to be 1 year where they can only play 4 years.
Yeah.
One class year, and then every year going forward,
it's 5.
Never mind. I was going to say something else that's ridiculous that goes on, that times have changed, and we sweat things that, no one sweats anymore. But I think it's of note, there's only 4 Big 12 schools in his top 25 and 1. Arizona at 6, Iowa State at 12, Houston at 13, BYU at 24, no Kansas.
And he goes 26 deep.
25 and 1, that's right.
Yeah.
No, not 26, it's 25 and
1. That's right.
And 1.
Interesting. I think Kansas will end up being a preseason top 25 team, but nobody follows it closer than Gary. I mean, Gary, he is the best, I think, at this stuff. So it's worth paying attention to. And what it means is, having the top player and the in the projected top pick in the NBA draft next year as well isn't enough to get you in the top 25 if he's not surrounded by talent.
How about, here's another one for you on the college front. I thought this was interesting. I gotta find so the have you heard about they have like their session where they can work out in basketball this time of year?
Yeah.
Will Wade and LSU are practicing with 4 eligible players right now.
4. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It is August 11th, and LSU. First of all, maybe this is true of a lot of programs around there, and we're still waiting on a bunch of kids to land. I don't know. Or, oops, maybe Will Wade doesn't still have it like he did before. Maybe now that everybody can cheat, turns out that was the only thing that made him good.
Separated him. Yeah.
4 players on August 11th.
His team is on the floor.
If I'm not mistaken, that's not enough to field a team.
That's right. There are going to be some tired guys playing 4-on-5 and 40 minutes every night.
Tennis doubles, they could get that going.
There you go.
So
I mean,
that's
not much of a bench.
No bench.
Yeah. I once did a high school game where they had 5.
What do you bench? None.
I once did a high school game at a tournament where only 5 kids showed up, so they played all 32.
Oof.
They only had 5. This guy only has 4. He can't even do that.
I mean,
no.
I'm excited to watch some LSU hoops this year. That's the mighty SEC, swimming in money.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't mean as much.
We got to get Will Wade back. We'll give him a big check. He'll do it all. Well, what about funding the roster? Well, we're not giving him any money for that. Well, that's how we did it before.
Right, Lane's getting that.
Needs to make someone else a BA offer.
Yeah, big ass offer. For who was that, for Zion?
I think that's what it was.
Or I don't know if it was for Zion. I think it was for somebody else. It was like, strong ass offer.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right, strong ass offer.
And I think
strong ass offer.
And I think it was for Zion.
Was it?
I think so.
Okay. It did not work.
No. In more ways than one.
It did not work. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this basketball season shapes up. No Kansas in the top 25. 4 players at LSU.
We're getting tickets.
And is the Mark Mitchell thing settled yet? Do we know if
Not yet.
they're still working on his eligibility? maybe?
Well, if
where he'll go.
he gets a 5th year, right, because of this new ruling, right? So he can play. It's just a matter of where he's going to play.
Where he's going to go.
I think it's still uncertain. Yeah. If he might not stay at Mizzou. I mean, that's 5th year. He can go anywhere.
Sounds like there's some minutes down at LSU.
That's right.
You know,
I know where there's availability.
I don't know if there's any money. There's definitely some minutes.
He wants to stay in conference.
Blair, a week without Blair is one we're not going to live with. Thanks for moving to Tuesday. We appreciate it. We will talk with you again next week, my friend.
That sounds great.
Blair Kirchhoff, brought to you every week by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. We're back at it tomorrow at 2.